Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Today is Wednesday and it's Satisfactory Day, and I have some bad news. I'm afraid it turns out that Christmas is now finally over. So despite having been stretched out most of the way through January, I can no longer, well, I can still make the Christmas recipes and I've still got my Christmas tree over there, but it turns out that I'm no longer actually able to do the Christmassy researches, which is a little bit of a shame, but in a way it means the game has returned to slightly more normal now, even if there is, yes, a snowman and a giant Christmas tree around, scattered around. Hello, Mark. Hello, Alexander. And yes, Alexander, you are spot on. I'm calling. I sort of subtitled this episode Factory 3.0 because, well, my first factory was this sort of mess of buildings down here, where I wasn't paying any attention to grids or anything like that, just sort of dropping them in wherever and then linking them up together. Most of that has now been pulled out, and I've now got the factory 2. The factory version 2. Which is this area down here that is, well, it's a little bit of a mess, I suppose. Okay, so I take it back. It's a lot of a mess. There's a lot of spaghetti going on here, where I've got all these belts and machines dropped in, not completely haphazardly and with no thoughts or anything like that. But it's all, yes, it's all a little bit chaotic and it's all a bit much. And so, what I thought I'd do for what I want to do now is, so you can see up there in the top right corner of the screen, there are those things that I'm trying to make for the Phase 3 objective. And those are things that I have to take and I have to put into the into the space elevator over there. And they'll get taken away. And when I complete Phase 3, as it says, then I'll unlock various new toys and new researches that I can do down here in the hub system. So let's drop in here and see if there's anything in here that's worth doing as well, and anything I can afford at the moment. But what I want to do at this point is go off and start building out larger and larger areas that I want to rebuild chunks of the factory in such a way that I can produce things in a slightly more organised way. I feel it might be worth doing the blueprints. This feels like it could be a useful thing to have. Potentially a useful thing to have, especially if I'm going to be building the same thing sort of over and over again repeatedly. So let's grab this milestone. I think this should be a fairly easy one to do. And I've got a few of the things there I need, and there, and there, and there. So I need a load more concrete, and I need a load more modular frames, and a few more cables. So I'm going to need more cables anyway. So I think concrete is being made over here, and I think I'm putting it in a giant box as well. Yes, here we go. Giant box. Let's take 3 stacks of concrete out of there because I'm about to lose one of them. And then let's go and find those modular frames. And last week I unlocked the jetpack, and it is fantastically useful for getting around in the spaghetti area that is my factory. So I'm going to make the most of it because it means suddenly it's a lot easier to scramble around in here. I don't get caught on things all the time. It is just generally so much better. It doesn't help me actually find things, but, you know, it's a good start. I think the modular frames are probably over here. What goes into this machine? It's not going to be very many of them if it is. Oh yeah, there we go. There's 6 modular frames. That's not very many. I need to get about 100 in total. So this is the sort of problem I've been having with my playthrough, essentially, is that whilst I'm making quite a lot, I'm making lots of different things, but I'm not sort of stockpiling anything, and all the ratios are wrong. So these belts are empty, and there's this machine, and the machines over here, the machine over here is starved for them, and so on and so on. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I need to. I need to get 100 of those frames from somewhere, and I have no idea where from. So let's have a look. So we're bringing them in along here. They're going up this elevator over here, which brings them up to here. And feeds them into this machine. No, it doesn't. Wait, what? Oh, no, that's bringing them down. So these are making them as well. Yes, they are. So, yeah, there's just a massive shortage of these things. So I think this is going to be yet another thing that I have to start trying to make with whatever new system I put together. Ironically, I have more of the heavy modular frames than I do of the normal modular frames. Probably because all the modular frames have gone into making heavy ones. And I don't think there's anywhere else that's making these. So coming down here, I can see, yeah, there's a steady stream of metal rods going in there into that machine. Are you the one that's making these? I think you were. Yeah, so it is trying to make them, and it is in fact running. It's making them one every 20 seconds, but it's just not enough. Yeah, I've built quite a lot of stuff up, and it's grown organically, shall we say, which is a polite way of saying it wasn't really planned and has now turned into a mess. So yeah, it's a little chaotic. So as I was saying, what my plans are now to go off and build a new construction area somewhere else, and I'm not really quite sure where. And then we'll start trying to bring all of the bits and pieces that are needed to that new factory area. So I'm currently thinking sort of somewhere over there is probably going to be quite a good place because I don't want to go too far away from where I've started. Yes, scaling does seem to be very, very much harder in this game for two reasons. One, so far I seem to have to build everything individually and by hand and link all the belts up and things. Although maybe the blueprints will help with that, so maybe that's going to help a lot. Also, everything is a lot bigger. It's harder to see what you're doing, so things are made a bit more fiddly than in Factorio, and and also the terrain is much more terrainy. So whereas in Factorio you can just go in and flatten things completely. In this game, there's quite a lot of stuff that is just there. So this rock, for example, no matter how much I hate it, I can't get rid of it. That said, what you can do is what I've done with my railway system over here. You can just build up a sort of an elevated sky rail system that's on foundation that's way up in the air, and then just build off that. Now, there's still some of these ludicrously big rocky outcrops, and there's some mountains over there that would make that a little bit harder. But in general, that's a sort of a concept that mostly works. So here is my world. Here's my mouse? There we go. So at the moment, I wish the map would show a little bit of what you've built. Maybe not show the foundations, but at least show the buildings or something, so you can tell roughly where you've done things. But yes, I've got a station about here, where the train's pulling into, and then I think my existing factory stretches out over the infinite void of sadness out this way, and then back round here. So it's sort of filling this sort of area. So I'm thinking, I don't want to go too far away, just because if you do, you get more scary enemies. Life just gets a bit harder. So what if I put in a bit of foundation along this cliff edge here and going out in both sort of directions and due north south like that, and then I can build a massive area out here. We can have trains coming in at one level, then I can put factories in above it, and maybe more factories in above that if I need to, and have belts flowing here, there, and everywhere, and maybe things will be a little bit easier to deal with. So my previous plan to go out and get all the resources required for milestone blueprints is not really going to happen. But I'll drop off what I've already picked up just so I've got it out of my inventory. Then make sure I've got lots and lots of concrete and go out and set up the new area. So I'll chuck that in there, and I suppose those can go in there as well. And as you can see, it's a bit. That hasn't done quite as much as I would like. I've got a load of iron ore for some reason. I'd like to get rid of that. I think I can't really be bothered to do something sensible with it, so I'll just shove it in the disposal system, which is this chest over here. I can put that in there. What are you? Quantum computers. We'll hang on to those. A lot of this stuff is sort of vaguely useful, so I think I'll keep most of that. Yeah, okay. We'll hang on to all of that. Then I'll come over here. I'll grab some more concrete so I can make a lot more foundation. And then I guess I shall travel. Now at the moment, I have a few ways of getting around. There are the trains which you can ride, and those are lovely. They're fantastic for getting around without too much faff. There's the tractor vehicles that I've got one of up there. They're quite nice as well, but they're a bit slow and a bit manual. I can run around on using my feet, which is reasonably effective. I can do this sort of weird jumpy slidey thing as well, which is like using my feet but even more effective. And I can go in this vacuum tube here, which will take me all the way off to my power generation area, but it'll take a while to get there, and that's not where I want to go to. That's sort of way off up here somewhere. I only want to get to about here, so that isn't actually all that far. Maybe I'll just go on. Actually, no, I won't. I will go on foot, but I will go from the I was thinking actually if I go from the railway system up here, then I can sort of start trying to line things up a little bit better, and that's going to be a little bit more effective, I think. At sort of already having me up at the height I want to be at. So smack into that, right. And so let's try and make sure I go in about the right direction. I want it to go more or less due north, I think. So it's over that way, and then with the idea that the trains can come in at this level and drop stuff off, and then I'll have another floor that is perhaps for storage or something like that, and then another floor above that that is for factory shenaniganry. So let's get started. I just want to use these foundation things, and I don't actually want. Yeah, I want to link to the north-south grid now, rather than the grid that I've sort of established through just sheer luck and how I happened to put down my first piece of foundation when I hadn't really heard of snapping to grids. So let's build that. There we go. It's at a funny angle, but that's okay. Then I want to change the build mode, and I've forgotten how to do that. Is that R? Yes, it is. I want to go into swoop mode, and I can just build 10 of them off in a row like that, and then start running down here along after my construction. And along here I should... No, put that away. I should be able to get out my chainsaw and hopefully cut down some of these trees as I go past them. Or alternatively, I'll find that you can only cut a tree down from the bottom. Oh no, there we go. There we go. Now I can see my way through. So let's put in another zoop. Can't get this tree. It's in a silly place. I'll have to get it from down here. So yeah, I suppose it makes a certain amount of sense. You can only cut a tree down by using your chainsaw on its trunk. If you use your chainsaw on its leaves, it's not going to have an enormous amount of effect. That's kind of fair enough. I can't criticise that too strongly. Right, back up we go. So yeah, I unlocked the jetpack last week, and I have to say I'm really impressed with the jetpack user interface. It's really, really intuitive. I've not had any trouble managing to jetpack in the way that I want to jetpack. I'm actually, honestly, quite impressed with it, which I don't, and you won't hear that sort of compliment from me very often about games that aren't Factorio. I think, and now, given where those pylons are, I'm going to pull up a little bit of this and move back a bit, put in a ramp, and then have my area a little bit higher. But I think this is about far enough across. It's far enough away from the main factory over there that I'm not going to get too tangled up in it. But it's also close enough that all the stuff I've built down here isn't going to be a million miles away and therefore awkward to get to. So let's find the foundations. I want to put in let's put in a couple of 2-meter ramps like that. Sadly, on the underside, these don't. Actually, maybe I'll have a little bit more. On the underside, these don't have the nice slope, so they're going to be very, very stepped like that, which looks a bit silly, but oh well, what can you do? Now back to the normal foundations, and let's now start to build out a big flat, wide open area like this. And this is going to be, to start with, we're going to have some railway stations along here, and I'm going to need room for tracks, I'm going to need room for stations, I'm going to need room for all of that sort of thing. And I'm going to need to make sure I put it all together in a vaguely sensible way, and that's going to be the hardest part, because doing sensible things is not really my forte. But still, chuck a load of it out like this. I do wish there was a 2D version of this zoop trick, because it's really nice for building out large quantities of foundation really, really quickly like this. But unfortunately, you can only do it one-dimensionally like that. So to do a really, really big area is quite a lot more effort, and I think I should probably move this giant pylon because the cables are going through in a silly place. I mean, the game doesn't care about snapping problems like that, about overlapping problems like that, but I kind of do, and I don't really like it. I don't like it when it looks like this. So I guess I need to take that pylon and move it. If I put it down in the hole down there, I might still be able to link it to that one. Because these are the pylons that are bringing all the power from my power generation, or my coal-burning power stations, way off somewhere a million miles away, all the way back to my main factory. So I'm going to need to bring power up from them as they go past. But also, I don't want to have, well, that happening, because it looks silly. I suppose the other option is to link that one. Is that linked to over there? I don't think it is. It's kind of hard to tell because the game is a bit glitchy about drawing cables from pylons, so I'm not sure. Well, I'm very glad they introduced the zoop because it makes building this sort of thing so much easier. No, put that away. So what if I said I want to take one of these? I want to put another power tower platform. That's still going to be too high up. What about if I put it all the way down there in the depths of whatever? I can't because it's too far away. However, that one is linked to there. What I want to do is I want to take out this pylon because it's in the way, and then essentially ensure that there is a link going from this pylon back into the base. Now I could link it onto these small cables down here, which would be a little bit silly, but I mean I certainly could. This is the problem with venturing too far away from my base area. I get interest from the local creatures. So is that actually linked onto anyway? It doesn't look like it. Oh yes, it is. So I'm thinking if I take out that pylon up there, I might still have power to the base. You know what? Let's risk it. Actually, let's take out that critter first. Death from above. Where it's gone? There it is. I think it's dead. Right. Let's take that out. Boop. Yeah, the train's still running over there, so I think I can see the train still running all the way over there, so I think I've not broken the power, so that's good. Yes, I think I should do actually. Yeah, this does look kind of ridiculous. All right, let's put in some walls to hold the thing up because it does look silly without, and I try and avoid looking silly. There we go. So I'll have that there. I'll put another one on the corner over here. And the other two corners as well, just to complete the look of this thing. I suppose what I should do is put it like that, like that, like that, and like that to make it look like an actual solid support rather than just a single piece of wall holding it up. But yeah, I do like to have at least a little bit of sort of realism is the wrong word for this, but make it slightly convincing. Did I actually? No, I didn't touch the floor there. Come on, touch the floor. Oh, I've run out of iron. That's why I can't. All right, I'm not going to do any more than that right now until I've gone back and got some iron, it turns out. Oh no! Right, okay. Turns out this is slightly too high for the jetpack. That's absolutely tragic. Because it's so close and yet actually slightly too high. So I'm just going to put in a temporary ladder. Like that. So I can get back up again. I found a couple of places now where I've where my whatever has been a little bit too high up for the jetpack to get to. What I should actually do is put down a sticky outy thing halfway up to land on to let the jetpack recharge, but I didn't think of that in time. So now I need to build a train system. Oh, look at the way the shadow's jerking across the landscape. That's kind of funny. Right, so I've learned. Look, I've played Factorio. I know how to build a railway. I don't know. I've also played Satisfactory enough to know that I don't know how to build a straight railway, but we'll try. Let's put that from there. Yeah, yes, you see the problem. Oh, actually, no. I was going to say snapping doesn't work. Run the railway along. Whaleway along like this. It seems to work better if I'm moving backwards, which is interesting. Maybe it's because it's easier to line it up if I can see what I'm doing. So bring this all the way along to here. Now, I'm going to want to put in a drop-off station here. So let's put in the station and then try and link it up. So a station is going to consist of... I want to put in the freight platform first, which it won't let me do. Also, I can't afford it anyway. But there's many, many reasons why it won't let me do this. Top of the list is because I've run out of cables, which is unfortunate. Okay, let's say I want to put in a couple of stations and some freight platforms. So I've got all the bits for that. I will then want to put in trains as well, but this will do for now. Did I? I was aiming to make it straight again, and I guess I just didn't. Yeah, okay, it's not perfectly straight, but compared to my previous attempt at building a railway line, that's pretty good. Let's be honest here. So at the moment, I have a single railway line that takes the train off to get the plastics and the rubber, and then brings it over to here, which works perfectly well because there is one train which is going off and getting plastic and rubber and fuel as well. So that's fine. But if I'm going to put in more trains, I'm going to need to expand that a bit. So let's go. Let's head back down into the factory. Whee! Oh, I boosted just in time there. Let's head back into the factory and trying to remember how to do the jump thing. Right, there we go. Get a load more iron and cables and all the other wonderful stuff I'm going to need for this. And then carry on building. So yes, I'm going. At the moment, I think the first thing I want to bring in, the first thing I want to do is set up a gigantic iron mine because we need iron in enormous quantities for everything that goes on. Then probably a copper mine. Then start looking into how to make some of the other things that are needed there. I'll probably be needing to make computers somewhere as well. So stuff like that, or maybe I should be building a separate area somewhere, another separate town that will build the computers and ship them out to wherever they're needed. I'm not sure. It all comes down to sort of scale and stuff like that. So what was I saying? Cables, yes, cables are over here somewhere. What? How are there not any cables in there? They're all being taken away somewhere. What about you? What do you store? You store copper sheets. I thought there was a box that I was just putting cables into and stockpiling them, but it looks like I'm not. Unless it's you. What are you storing? Ah, there we go. Okay. Cables are a thing I clearly need a lot. I don't need that many of. I clearly need quite a lot of. Iron was the other thing. Now, I know I've got a box storing iron up here somewhere. I think it's this one. Let's go in here. Yep, take a couple of stacks of iron. And I think I should probably let's get rid of some of the random organics that I'm carrying because I've got a box that I keep these in, so that I don't have to worry about having lots of them. Where's my home base thing? Oh, it's directly underneath me. Okay, right, that's fine. So in here, is this the one this is the one I'm filling up with organics and other miscellaneous. So we'll put my berries in there and my hatcher remains and my bacon flour. And the quartz, no, the quartz can't go in there because it's full. And I'm sure I picked up a dead thingy, biter creature, whatever it's called. No, maybe I didn't. But you can have some petals. The leaves we shall just bin because I don't want those. The wood can be put in this box over here to be made into biofuels, which I sometimes seem to use. I don't know. That can go in there. Sort. And now that feels reasonably sensible. Yeah, I've got all the stuff I need over here to build the train stations I was asking for. So that's pretty good. Right. Let's get back to business. I suppose what I should also do is build a vacuum tube to take me over there. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's build another vacuum tube that will take me from here over to there, so I can do the building work a bit more easily. So like another one of these, which we'll put up here. And we'll point that in an arbitrary direction like that. I think if you, I was going to say if you put multiple entrances, does it go? Is it fat? Oh, I need rotors for that. Oh, what do I need for the actual tube part in the middle? No. Ah, that button. Okay, stuff that I have plenty of. Okay, let's go and get some rotors then. Fine. You see, this is the problem with the game because I don't have bots to do the hard work for me. And a lot of the stuff isn't being brought to the right place. It's a little bit of a struggle whenever I want to build something. So in here, do we have rotors? No. Also, finding stuff, difficult. Also, controlling my guy, apparently difficult. Okay, so we've got one rotor there. Yeah, all the rotors are you see, this is the problem. All my rotors are being made into motors, which is kind of probably a good thing because I need the motors for something. Goodness knows what, but I probably do need them. But they're all being eaten and turned into things. So is that enough to make a hypertube entrance? Yes, but I'll probably get. Oh no, you don't need a hypertube exit. Excellent. Right. So there we go. Yeah, I think I've seen videos of people doing the stupid numbers of entrances for purposes of stupid speed, and it does look quite amusing. But I won't do that right now. Okay, so from here, yeah, we'll go through the gap there. We'll go down into that gap down there. So I want to put down our hypertube entrance like that. And then I want to put hypertube on it like this. It goes to, yeah, down there for a start. Ow, ran into it. And then from here... Oh, I've run out of steel pipes. Ah, fine. Next time I go back, I'll get some more steel pipes and I'll start making my hypertube properly. But for now, I want to do the I want to carry on with the construction over here. Whee! Okay, that's quite effective. And if I fly over here, I can grab onto that. Yes, I can. Nice. Okay, so let's put some stations in. I'll leave a spare block in the middle here. So I'll put my first station in here. Well, I say put my first station in here. I mean, put my first station in so it doesn't stick out any further than here. When I come over here, so how big is this, how big are these station parts? Because I need to put in. I don't want to put in the station first. I want to put in the. I think they're about the same size though. So if I don't care if there's a player in the way. I just want to see what I'm doing. This is the big problem with this game in my so far fairly limited experience. Is it's really hard to tell what you're doing a lot of the time. So let's put up a where's the tool the lookout tower. That's the one. I'm going to put you here, and I'm going to go up and stand on it. Alright, I'm now master of all I survey, probably. So, let's see, station, yes. So, I want to put, firstly, I want to put in a freight platform first, ideally. I just want to see how big these things are. Right, okay, so it's that size. I want it the other way round. But if I wanted to put it there, then I need to build sort of by halfway across that block there. So if I now change that to be a station, I can put it in. If I put that in there, okay, I'll have a look at the building modes for the hypertubes. That does sound quite fun. I can put you in there, but I want you that way around, so you're outputting on the other side. There we go. So that's that. Then I want some railway. I want to bring it out from here. I want to join it onto there somewhere, wherever I can. Okay, I can't afford it. I don't care that I can't afford it. I just want you to show me where I'll be able to build it to. And apparently it won't. Right, fine. Let's go and get some more steel pipes and things. It kind of works as a way of getting around a bit faster, but I'm not sure it's that reliable. The sooner I get the train system linked in here, the better. Right, so steel is being brought in by truck at the moment. It's being dropped off at a truck stop over there somewhere. Because it was coming from not too far away, so I didn't bother building a whole train system for it. That may have been a mistake. Well, no, it wasn't a mistake. Because at the point I was doing that, I didn't have trains. So, you know, you do what you can. You make do with what you've got. So steel is being brought in over here, and we should have lots of steel-related bits and pieces over here. But we don't. There's no steel. I've run out of steel. What? Okay, there's a load of steel just been dropped off by the truck. I think my consumption of all these things must have gone up quite a lot since I started making them. And this means that things like the steel supply is now being used up in the time it takes the truck to trundle off and go and get some more and bring it back again. So that's problematic. because I need a massive quantity of pipes and plates. And what's being made over here anyway? Okay, so this is the steel beams. I can grab them like this, but I mean this is going to take forever to do it this way. I need a storage of them somewhere, and I think I might not have that. What are you? You're the iron one, aren't you? Yes, that's iron plates. So these two machines here are just making the steel beams as fast as they can. So that's fine. That's sort of what they're there for. But then this machine is going to be eating them as fast as they come in because it's got loads of steel available. Sorry, loads of concrete available here. So it's going to eat those steel beams as quickly as it possibly can. So where else are they going? They're also going round. Now this is another bit of spaghetti, as you can clearly tell. That for some reason it wouldn't let me wind a belt where I wanted it to, so I ended up going, well, sod you then, I'll just bring it down like this. And so, oh, okay, we have more steel being produced down here. That's worth knowing. Let's see if I can grab both types of steel out of this machine along here. Oh, no, this is a storage box, even better. I'll take some steel pipes from there then, and I'll take some steel beams from here. So that should allow me to go on and make some more of the allow me to make more hypertubes and allow me to carry on with the train stuff that I'm trying to do. So we'll take those as well. How's my supply of concrete going? Still got loads of that. Okay. So let's go and finish off the hypertube. But you know what? I can't just jump in it because it's not powered. But if I've got a cable, which I have, I can do that and give it some power. At least this is a slightly easier way of getting to the end of where I've built to so far. Right, no. So I want to put more hypertube on here. So build mode, what's build mode? Is it? Oh, it's R. Okay. Auto 2D. Okay, or noodle. Noodle sounds fun. So I want to noodle it over this way a bit. And bring it up a chunk so that it doesn't go through the middle of that area. And then we can noodle onwards like this. Oh, I've run out of copper sheets this time. Oh, for goodness sake. I know that I do know that there is a no. I want the berries. I do know that there is a thing you can do to have the game tell you how much of whatever it is you're going after. So it allows you to have that shopping list we can see on the right hand side there. But when you're not sure how much of whatever it is you're going to need, it's not that easy. Can we put this on the bottom of here, please? Yes. Oh, and then I want another piece of this sticking out part way up. So I can jetpack to here. And then I can jetpack to here. Produces S-bends. Okay. Yeah, it looks reasonably okay. I don't know. I haven't built enough of it yet to really be entirely valid. So let's try the rail again. So what I want to do is I want to build rail from here to snapping onto that. Why is it not even trying? I mean, it is very, very trying, but why isn't it? Yeah, why isn't it doing that basically? But oh, because there isn't a ouch. Because there isn't a point on the. You can only snap to the ends of chunks of rail. That's why. Okay, I understand now. So what I actually need to do is build from there to. I still can't rotate it. How big do these things have to be? I don't know. That's the problem. What if I put a piece here of the minimum length? Can I now track from there to there? Yes, I can. And that looks like a reasonably comfortable size of curve. So I suspect that's going to be about my minimum, realistically. Then from here, okay, I'll need to then do the similar sort of thing over here. So I'm going to need more. I'm going to need to build the foundation out further in order to be able to. Actually, no. What I want to do here probably. I was going to say I want to have a turnaround. No, I don't think I do want to have a turnaround yet. I'm not thinking on a big enough scale for this game. That's my problem. Everything needs to be a lot bigger than I'm considering. So I want this to come along here. We've got, yeah, as Tristan pointed out, we've got a suitable kink in the lines there. But what can you do? So from here, can we now go from there? Nope, wrong way. Can we go from there to there? No, it's too sharp. But from there to... I don't know. There, that works. So that's what I would call kind of huge. I was hoping my stations would be a little bit smaller than this because, well, that's massive. I guess I can put one in on the other side of the track as well and have the belts go over the top. Maybe that'll be the way to do the next part. Let's go back up my tower and have a look. Have a look down and see how it looks. I mean, it looks okay. The track isn't as straight as I would have liked it to be because, well, this game makes building straight tracks very, very difficult. But other than that, it's sort of okay-ish. And there's some faint praise for you. So let's put another one in symmetrically opposite it because I can. So it's going to need to be about that much and that much and that much. How big does it need to be? So I've gone out. How many blocks have I gone out here? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think it needs to be 7. I think 6 is probably going to be sufficient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I can put in one of these over there. Like that. Except not there. Let's move it back so it's in line with this one. I'd like another train station. Can I line them up? I can. Oh yeah, I can. Let's let the game do the difficult work of lining things up for me. So put that there. And then a freight platform can go there. And then, with any luck, I'll be able to link the railway from there into there as well. Yes, nice. And from there... Snap, please. To over there as well. I mean invalid aim location. How dare you? Oh, fuck. So it doesn't like that. That's too sharp. Fine. Why are you not... Oh, okay, you are snapping to here. I just haven't got to quite the right place. Right, so there we go. We can have a system like that. And then I reckon I could probably put in my next station could be situated just on the other side of here. And then we could probably have the railways overlap. But let's test that first to see if that is a thing before I start building too much other stuff. Can railways just straight up overlap? Yes, it doesn't seem to have any problems with that. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do, I think, is pull up some of this foundation because it's a little bit unnecessary at the moment. Mass dismantle, hold left control. So I want to do... Not that. Just... What? No. Ah. I don't know what I've done. I thought I'd done that. And that was what I didn't want to do. So I need to put this piece of track back in again. Oh, no. This piece of track. I keep pressing Q because the last game I was playing was Factorio. I get what you're saying there, Alexander. Yes, the non-straight rails are more what I would build if I went out there with a poking stick and tried to draw some. But given that I can build this perfect foundation and all that sort of stuff, I feel like I should be able to at least build a straight railway line. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like if I can build all of this concrete stuff, then I should be able to build a railway line without too much difficulty. I'll leave the rails going through through the air because why not? No, not this. How do I cancel that? Right. All of this, please. Pull up this bit as well. Oh, I'm now no longer over my wall over there, so let's get rid of that as well. There we go. I'll put a new wall in at some point some point later when I've got a little bit further with my cunning plans. Okay, so that's 2 stations.
Widespread chaos and mayhem.
Ooh, noise.
The president urges all citizens to do their part and harvest alien artifacts.
Okay, well, the alien artifacts are a plot thing in the game that don't actually do anything yet because they haven't made that part of the plot. So I don't think harvesting them will do. Harvesting them doesn't do anything yet, but sure, we'll be aware that they exist. Well, how about that? That's sort of a fair wasp name. Right, so we want these buildings come out to about here. So I want to build this out at about this point where it's got far enough that they won't interfere with the railways. Oh, it's because I'm vaguely close to an alien artifact, so it thinks it can smell it or something, so it's trying to make me build it.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
I'm not, because now it's making funny noises in my ears while I'm trying to build stuff.
Harvest.
Oh, shut up. Right, so anyway, so we've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How big have I made that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've gone too far already. Awesome. Well, in that case, that means I can just put down a 3rd station, which is the one I brought all the pieces for. Oh wait, no, I need to start with the station first, and then the other bit of it. Which way? Are you pointing in the right direction? I think you are. Yes, you are. Can I line you up with this one? Kind of. In a rather manual way. Put that there. And then put a freight platform on the back of it like that. Lovely. So it's a third station built, but not actually linked into the rail system yet. So I would want to bring that from there to
Widespread chaos and mayhem. World president urges all citizens
somewhere
to do their part and harvest alien
along
artifacts.
here. But of course I can't do that because these rail sections are too long. So let's do that again. So we'll go to about there, and then to there. See if we can snap onto that bit. So from there to there. Yes, lovely. Right, so that's 2.5 stations, well, 2 2/3 stations done because I haven't got the rail coming in off the other side yet. Now I want to put in a loop round there, maybe going round the outside of this big rock surface thing over here.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
I might have to go and get this artifact to shut the damn game up. Alright, let's go and have a look, see if we can find the artifact. Can't see it. Also, we have an iron mine right underneath. That's convenient. I mean, I was planning to. Maybe it's probably on top of this thing. Feels like the sort of place where you'd leave an alien artifact if you're an alien. Whoop. That was quite well timed for the landing there. So yes, I think I don't know where the alien artifact is. I might have to go and find it just to shut the damn game up from bossing me around about it. Anyway, so maybe that's it up. Is that it up there? Probably. So how can I scale this spire? We'll start off by going up onto here. I do feel like this game has aspirations to be a platform game sometimes. Whoop. In all of these spires and things, they often have ways that almost seem like you should be able to use them to get up, but not quite. Or maybe then ways to get for you to get back down again. Actually, I'm come to think of it. I'm not certain. Anyway, so I want to build a little bit more out that way, and a little bit more out that way. Is that out of range or something? It's too far away. All right, we'll come and land on this station over here. Let's build that along there, and then I'd like to turn it round, but I don't know if I actually realistically can. Put a bit down over there, and no, it's out of range. Still, let's put in a first part of a turn at least, like that. So from there, can I come up to here? Yes. Lovely. So now I've got, yes, as I say, I've got 3 stations for unloading things. One of them is going to be for iron. One of them is going to be for copper, and one is probably. Oh, maybe I should extend that one actually. Except it's already going through the rock there. That sucks. Can I make that a bit? What if I try and go? Can I go from there to there? No. I think I'll just have to ignore the train going through that rock because it's just the landscape being awkward as far as I can and I can't even. Right. So then back down here. A bit more concrete out this way to give the track something to tack onto, and then we'll loop it round and head back in the opposite direction and try and build a complete loop of track. So build this out sort of a 3 squares like that, and then let's do 2 like that, and then again, and then reckon on just going all the way back here. Yeah, I'm. Whoop. We get you to go straight. Do you think? What are the build options with this one? There aren't any. Okay, just straight up building a railway. Fine. Okay, I'll have another go at that track in a minute then. See if I can get it to do something else. That looks reasonably centered. I'm just going to nip down here and clear out some of these trees because I think they're. I don't want them to be in the way. I feel like the trees shouldn't be there. Not in the way. Not in the way of progress anyway. Choppy choppy. Any more for any more? Have I come across far enough? No, I'm going to hit that. All right, I need to go a little bit further out in order to miss the edge of the station. So we come past about here. Like that. Oh, in fact, you know what? Let's do this properly. Let's go back along there the full distance and redo this railway line so it doesn't look silly. Okay, so it doesn't look quite as silly. So we'll pick up this piece. Okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I think, Alexander. I'll go and have another look at it in a minute and see if I can adjust it to not suck. Straight? That looks reasonably straight. It's not, but it looks reasonably straight. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pull up this piece of track again. In fact, I'll get onto the gantry so I can see what I'm doing first. Whoop. There we go. Right, and I'll pick up this piece of track, and I'll have another go with a piece of track going from here to... Yeah, so that's too sharp. That goes into the rock, so I'd need to remove that one, and possibly that one, and put the middle set, the gap in it a little bit further along. So I want to go from here to maybe... How about here? And then to there. Which should mean I should then be able to go from there to there. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I can avoid the rock. I'm glad I did that. That does look a lot better, a lot more pleasing and satisfying, and generally a bit less stupid. And that is something I strive for in all of my builds. Well, some of my builds, a couple of my builds. Once or twice I've strove for things not looking stupid. Which is why I keep dropping down to the ground at great risk of life and limb in order to take out some of these gargantuan trees. Like that. Next. This one. Okay, that'll do nicely. Now I just need to get back up there. And that is the tricky part. I also, yeah, alright, let's put in some more supports as well, just because we want things to look sensible, don't we? If we can manage it. 2, 3, 4, and then if necessary, we can put in a... Not necessary. I was going to say if necessary, I can put in a platform halfway up there to enable easier traversal. Gloriously stupid. Yeah, all right, we'll go with that. That seems to fit reasonably well. I'm going to remove you and put you back in again, because now I'm standing at this end. Maybe it'll be easier to do a straight line. Wouldn't bet on it, but it's worth a try. It's slightly better. Alright, so I need to go down 1, 2, 3. That's 4, isn't it? Yes, it's down 4 steps. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 4 like that. Keep everything at the same level. And then more zoops. There's another tree to get rid of, but that's fine. We can do that in a moment. Did that snap on? No, not properly. Whoa! Great. Lag. And that got me hurt. But never mind. I should be able to get back up there without any real difficulty. Like that. There we go. Railway line comes down here. And to over here. And I suppose at this point, I kind of need to keep this going, because this is going to be the other half of the main line that I started building before. So I kind of need to join on and split that rail that goes from here and joins back onto the single line over there. I need to join it onto this one. So let's build you out like that. Let's build you in to join it. And then I can bring the rail from wherever it joins, there we go, like that, out to the end of there. No, only to here, actually. And then from there out to the end of that. Because then I can go from here back up this way. Oh, come on, do the corner nicely. Nicely. That'll do, I guess. There we go. Nope, it's too long. There we go. A couple more trees to get rid of. At least these are up at the same sort of height as the railway, so it should be a bit easier. Well, I say, at least what I mean is at least ground level is now sort of almost at the same height as the railway, so getting up and getting on and off the platform is going to be a little bit easier. This one is all right. It's not actually in the way. That one over there needs to go, though. No, chop it down. There we go, choppy choppy. This railway is horrible and drunken. But I guess it'll do. Alright, so goodness sake. At some point in the future, I will remove this... at some point in the future, I will remove this piece that goes through the middle here, because that won't be necessary anymore. We'll have... we'll just have one big loop that the trains will go round and round. And I guess I'd probably better put some sort of turny-roundy system in oh, hang on. No, this loop will be needed for trains that aren't stopping at this station, but are carrying on off that way. Okay, that's going to need to be slightly different from the way I've sort of designed it at the moment. Oh well. Let's carry on and carry on regardless. I have to admit, I'm not really a fan of the railway building process, especially when you're doing it up in the air like this. But even if I was doing it at ground level, I think I would still feel it was a bit of a faff. Oh yeah, we need a massive hill from here, don't we? So let's have a bit of that first. And that's going to run straight into that. Whatever that block up ahead of me. So actually, better not do this. I think. Let's snuggle right up against this other track because this is just a sort of a long distance bit, so it doesn't need to be separated. I hear a train. There it goes. Whee! And it's full of whatever the front ingredient is, which I think is plastic. So that's quite nice. This does mean I can get the two of them nicely lined up, though. So I'll put that there. There we go. And then. No. Oh, yes, that one. And onwards and onwards upwards. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is the whole system of building out these... I mean, even just building the railway, even if I was doing the railway along the ground, which I mean, I have to admit, I don't know if I'm not sure whether I feel like you're supposed to build along the ground or whether you're supposed to build on these foundations or what. And if you are supposed to build on the foundations, are you supposed to build way up in the air like I'm doing here? Or are you supposed to build sort of a short way above the ground just to sort of to make the area a little bit flatter and then build in some gentle ramps and things? I don't know. But this does seem to be quite a lot of a faff. And yes, obviously I'm comparing it to Factorio, which is perhaps not fair, but is still what's going to happen anyway, because it's the Factorio is the sort of the original factory game, so it's of course is what this one's going to be compared to. So yeah, the 3D is nice, but the building like this is a faff. And they're not having... You might be right, but then if you're not supposed to build stuff off the ground, the terrain needs to be a lot easier to build stuff around on, I think. I started off trying to build things on the ground, and... Well, I tried driving the little tractor truck things around on the ground, and that was a horrible, horrible faff. Because everything just got in the way. Now maybe railways are better for that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if railways are at least a bit better for that, because you can just put the track down and the trains can follow along it. But then, ooh, I could. It's true. I've played, because I've played so much Factorio. My instinct is this is sort of my instinct of how to do things, because I'm trying to do the same sort of things. Yeah, sidings probably would work. In fact, all right, let's be lazy at this point. Let's assume that we're only going to ever have one train. Let's get up to the end of here, and then join the two rails together. And I'll build the other one coming back from here, because I am getting a little bit fed up with this, especially as I've run out of concrete. Actually, it doesn't really matter, because I'm going to now attempt to build from wherever we can up there. No, that's the wrong way. Ah. To here? Come on. Be useful. Signalling in this game appears to... I've not done any of it yet, but it appears to work exactly the same way it works in Factorio. As I say, I've not actually needed to use it myself yet, but from what I've seen from looking at the descriptions and the instructions, it seems to be exactly the same. It's trying to, yeah, it's doing the... Oh. Which way round does it need to be? So I need to have this... Right, it needs to be that way. No. That doesn't look right. Or maybe it does. Alright, let's do that. And then this. Yeep. Preferably without falling in the hole. Yeah, the railway just doesn't want to go straight. If you haven't managed to get it, if you haven't managed to get one of your corners to randomly be straight, you're just going to end up with this ever... You see, it's just putting this thing in as a curve. So, I can't... oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can do that to get it to... There we go, that's straight. So maybe if I've now got that, I can carry on with the straight railway from there. Whoop. Nope, wrong button. Yeah, that was not exactly straight. In fact, that might even be worse than the previous one I built. Am I? But yes, I am. Okay. Let's head along this way and then try turning around and looking backwards, because that did seem to make things better before. Oh, it's forgotten it's supposed to be building railway. Come on, snap onto there. Ooh, there we go. Maybe. That's an interesting thought. I mean, it would need me to be able to judge how long a railway can be. Let's try it. All right, let's give that a try. So I want to put a next piece of railway goes to here on the edge of the doohickey, and then from there I want to build. I can't build a tiny single piece, but I can build back to there. Is that better? Maybe. I'm not sure. We're going to go straight through the smokestack, but c'est la vie. It might look easy, but I'm not convinced it is. So at the moment, what I'm trying to do is I'm lining the right-hand edge of it up with the... well, I thought I was lining the right-hand edge of it up with the... yeah, like that, with the lines on the concrete. And then putting in a chunk at a time and seeing what happens. And to be fair, that is better. I could believe that one of those I just got in slightly the wrong place, but this is horrible. No, we can't be having that. I guess I need to put one in about there, then up to there. Yeah, the 3D world does make things interesting, shall we say. And the train going, oh, I have, and the system going, oh, I have arbitrary ideas about what diameter, what radius a corner should be. Awesome. And now it won't let me rotate it. I've just got this piece of rail that it wants to put in this way around, and rotate doesn't. Yeah. I can't even. Nope, I didn't want that. I want that to come to from there to here, but be cornered a bit more. Yeah, I can't. That's what I'm trying to do, Alexander. I can't place a straight where I want to place one because look, if I take a piece of rail and I try and put it over here, it will only let me put it at 90 degrees from where I want to put it in. It won't rotate. Yeah, it straight up won't let me do that. Then it did. Over there it will, but over here it won't. So put the... Oh, okay. Fair point. If I start actually building it, then it does work. All right, let's try that from there to up there. Okay, that kind of works. So you're suggesting where have I lined that up? So it's sort of, I'd say that's pretty central. All right, let's try going along here a bit further. I mean, this is what I was sort of doing before, and I was coming to about here, and then I was putting a piece down and then joining it up to the previous one like that, and that certainly worked better. I'm probably close enough now. Maybe I'm close enough to just join the two back up now. So you and you. No, not quite. Yeah, okay. I think you might be onto something. That is definitely the straightest piece of rail I've built so far. We'll ignore what's going on over here because that's due to the way the rails are joining. Alright, so let's get up on top of here and then try and do the junction-y stuff in the middle of here. So, yes, at the moment, we've got the rail coming... We've got this rail coming through the middle here, which is going to be wrong fairly soon. What I want to do is I want the train to go off along that piece. So if I pull up this bit here, I can do that now safely, and the train will come in here, and it should be able to get out and go round here and head off. However, we need an additional railway line coming from here, bypassing this station and going off down that way. Possibly we also need this to join onto the one going that way as well, but that's a sort of a secondary consideration. So let's build a rail from there to here, but I can't get the angles on this. Also, Discord is being really loud. I'm just going to go onto D&D mode and so it stops making noises at me, because that's really annoying, especially as I can't go off and look at any of it. I could ask Tristan to go and tell everyone to shut up, but that seems rude and also counterproductive when it's my problem that it's making noises. How do I do this from a phone? Oh, it's already... Oh, no, it's not. There we go. Do you want to stop? Blaming Pete seems reasonable. Especially as there's a fairly high chance it's him doing all the talking. No, don't fall off. Stand on that thing. There we go. So I want to build to there, but I want the angle to be less extreme. What if I build to there first, then build to there? There we go. That, yes. Now we're starting to get things to do about the right thing. So I build that to there, and that has done it without going through the station, which is nice. And I now need to build it to go over there somewhere, to there basically. Can I build that to here? I can, and they'll even cross over reasonably nicely. Now, what I'm going to do in the slightly longer term, that angle's wrong. Actually, let's get rid of that. What I'm going to do in the slightly longer term is have the train come out of the station and turn around slightly further up. So if I come to here and build that along there, that's far enough. Then I can build from there to there with any luck. Yes, there we go. Fantastic. How the trains get through these sort of junctions, I have no idea, and I'm not going to worry about, because it is clearly just sort of computer game nonsense. So we'll gloss over that. But that's got the tracks going where I want. I'd now need to put it. Now I want to have this one also come out of here, like also onto there. And as I say, soon I will remove this piece of track that goes through there and put a nice little loop round, probably here, going from there. Which way are you going? I have no idea. Okay, you're going that way, so that won't do. It'll be going from there across to there then anyway. But let's drop down here and start fiddling with things. And if I'm standing over here, I should be safe from getting run over by an errant train. Emphasis on should. I know what trains are like. They like hunting people. So now I can put in a... No, I can't, because I've run out of concrete. I remember. Let's go and get some more concrete. At least that's fairly close by. It's only in that box there. I could merge the tracks into a single section in the middle, but that... No, it's not that. No, sorry, it's this one. But they're not supposed to be the same... they're not supposed to be going in the same direction. Why is there some limestone in here? I don't want to know. They're not supposed to be going in the same direction, so they shouldn't really be sharing tracks. Yes, yes, all your life. I know, I know. Right, so I've put a bridging piece across there, like that. Now, over here, somewhere, maybe, there'll be a piece of track I can snap onto. I saw one just a moment ago. There. So it brings out... Which way are you going out? I can't tell. Not that way, I think. Right, build that to there. And then to there. Or not. Apparently there is okay. What? And that is okay. That is fine too. Sure, whatever. We'll go with that. And then, oh yes, we're going to build... For this, we're going to build a piece of rail there and put it back over, join onto over there. What? That's not quite what I wanted. No, that's not quite right. Let's try that again. The magical crossing will be fixed. Don't worry. I have plans for that. In fact, this is the crossing over here. So, yeah. The thing is, though, you say better than a magical crossing. All the crossings are magic. All the points, any way you have points, is going to be a little bit magical, just simply because of the way the game works. So, yeah, it's unavoidable, unfortunately. Did that snap into the right place? I think it did. I'm trapped in the track. Ah. I'm actually... Oh, no, there we go. I can see a bit of it. Yeah, okay, so let's put in another piece of track. Whoop, here. To here. No, I can't do that. It's too short. From there. Still too short. There we go. Can manage that. And then from here up to there. Right, so yes, anywhere where you have points, the track is a little bit magical. So looking down here, for example, the train is not really a monorail because it uses these things on the outside here. These are the actual tracks that the wheels run along. This bit is just for decoration. And so somehow the wheels just go straight through the decoration bit in the middle there whenever the train goes anywhere. I think there might be no such thing as a standalone straight segment. So I want to remove that bit, and that bit, and this bit. There. So let's go back up here and have a look over what have a look at what I've done and see whether I feel I should be ashamed of myself or not. Right. So yes, the trains that are coming. If the train is coming from plastic to drop off at the new area, it will go around this loop here and go off down the lines that way. If it's coming out of here to go back to the plastic production, it'll come out here, it'll go round that loop, and it'll head off that way to go back round to plastic. At this point, I do need to start thinking about signals though. So we have block signals and we have path signals. Essentially, these are regular train signals and chain signals, I believe. Yes, there we go. So yeah, that is a chain signal. So at the moment, I just want to use block signals, but I need computers for them apparently. So I better go a circuit board. Sorry, so I better go and get some of those. Right. Oh, my brain is tired. Now I know I'm building circuit boards round basically the end of where the plastic goes to, since that's what was one of the things the plastic was for. Been able to build everything else I could possibly want, but not circuit boards. Circuit boards are difficult without plastic. But there's 200 of them, so lovely. Can now start. Now I should be able to put in some signals and get this and get the trains training properly. Properly trained, as it were, if you will. Momentum is difficult to manage in this game. Especially as some of it just seems to break various laws of physics. Ah, train. Let's not get run over by that. Okay, so based on my understanding of trains, I should be putting a block signal in here. But it doesn't want to. Must be placed on a railroad track. Yes. This is a... Well, it's a railway line, not a railroad. Oh, it probably has to go on the joins of them. There we go, like that. That makes sense. I'm playing it single player mostly because the people I would probably play it with multiplayer either don't have a copy of the game or are already busy every day. Actually, no, Tristan turns up to a reasonable number of the streams. Basically because I'm not sure I've got anyone to play it with multiplayer. Oh, copper sheets, damn it. Ah. Rage. Also, to be honest, I didn't really think about it. I just thought, okay, it's another factory game to try out. Let's just start up and start playing it. Maybe I should have been inviting Tristan and Mark to come and play it with me. All right, copper sheeting is here. Although then Tristan will be even more upset with my with the spaghetti I tend to make. I suppose then we'd have sort of different people in charge of different areas of the factory and stuff like that. And yeah, I think when I started playing, I think we didn't have it. I didn't have any. I think the nights I was available were nights when nobody else was available. So basically, I ended up playing on my own by default at that point. But yeah, perhaps I should have been playing multiplayer. At least then I'd have somebody else to rant at when things aren't going my way. That's presumably the wrong side. Yeah, there we go. You need to go on that side. Alright, so from up here, what are we going to do? So the signals seem to need to go on the... It was the right... Yeah, on the right-hand side of the rails. So we put one in here, and I can't put them down over there, it's too far away. Maybe the building range needs to be a little bit longer as well, so I can drop things in over there. And that signal is unhappy, probably because it's the only signal. So it's got the same block on both sides of it. So I put one there, and... No, this side. No. That should be enough signals to get the system running. I've got green. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So we've got this block is green because trains can go on it if they want to. That block is red. Yes, because. Oh, is that? I'm not sure. I can't see what the signals are doing well enough. So over here we've got some confused signals that we shouldn't have though. This should be 3 separate blocks. So we've got one block that's inside the station, which the trains aren't allowed to go into. No. Fine. That makes perfect sense. We've got an additional block around the outside of the station that should be fine for a train to go into, because there is another signal there that should be allowing the train to come out of the station. I could put in another signal here, but it shouldn't help. This train should now be able to leave the station. Yeah. What are you thinking? Station unreachable. If I put a signal on the wrong side of the track somewhere. I did link it in up at the other end, didn't I? Where's manual? Oh, turn off self-driving. There we go. Let's go and have a look. So, coming out of here, I go past this green signal, past this green signal, I turn right here, and go past that confused signal. I've got another confused signal here. Right, okay, so I've got some confused signals. That's probably the problem. In the interest of... Maybe. I was thinking I'll just put in some signals along here, so I've got a bit more blocking going on. So yeah, this is yellow all the way up here, which is fair because there's a train in the block. Come on, you're about to put one in. There we go. And there must be a... Oop, there we go, that'll do. Surely you can have a long... Yeah, this bit's green all the way along here because the train... Well, there's a train in it, but oh, I don't know. So you're saying warning. You're saying... Are you actually saying invalid, or is it just because I'm looking at the back of the signal? No, that's green. Okay, so that's... Unless the colours are different colours of blocks in the same way that Factorio... No, but maybe the colours aren't actually whether... Yeah, look, there's a blue block over there. Right, I think, yes, the colours aren't actually whether the... whether there's a problem on that in that area or not. I think that's splitting the rail up into different colours. So you can see that's red, that one's red, that one's orange. So I think this is actually probably okay. What if I put you back into self-driving mode? Next stop is still unreachable. Did I not link the... Maybe I didn't link the rails properly at the other end. Let's go and have a look at the other end. Because I could believe that... Or maybe you need signals and a... I'm not sure. Let's head up there and have a look. Because I could easily believe that I managed to leave a small gap in the rail or didn't join a couple of pieces together properly or something like that. And that's why the train is sad. So let's go and investigate that potential problem. Yeah, oh yeah, that looks like a gap just coming up here. Yes. I think I found the problem, guys. Let's fix that. Right, now, if I get in here and I say self-driving. It is a happy train. Yay! Right. Okay. Problem solved. It wasn't due to my signalling. It was due to my building. I guess I feel slightly better about that. I'm not sure. Let's get out here. That's terrifying. And redo this bit of rail because this is horrible, as we discussed. And maybe I've now learnt enough to make a slightly less horrible railway. Don't run out of fuel and fall into the dooms. Yes, I do want to put some signals on the bit at the end, because I think it would make things a lot nicer. But I don't think that's going to. I don't think it's causing problems. I thought that noise was a train coming past, but no. Right, so put the next one from there to there. And then hopefully there to there. Right, now, based on my understandings from Factorio, if I put a signal in here, and a signal in here. Yeah, oh, that's a no entry sign. It's not. That's a no end. That means no entry, not that there is a problem. And now I've got a green one there. That's fine. I've got a red one here. You can just see the red light on the side of it. Don't fall in the hole. And a red light there. So it's a red with a no entry symbol on it, just to be confusing. But that now means, yes, the train is the area from here going off to the plastic mine is a single block, so the trains won't both try and go into it. No, the trains are on the correct side of the track. You always drive on the left. There's a gap in the red line again over there. I'd say, yeah, certainly most trains I've seen drive on the left. All right, let's. Which side is worse? That side's probably worse. Let's pull that up then. Here comes the train. Is that linked? Yes, it has. Right. Phew. And now it's gone green to say that the next train can go through there. So that is a successful railway line and a successful train system with a two-way train line with signals and everything. Phew. Glad I've got that working. And I feel sort of slightly mollified that the reason it wasn't working was because there was a gap in the rails, not because I'd messed up the signalling. Because I thought I understood the signalling, whereas the building of things I'm aware is a little bit vague. No, put that away. Right. Now, what I should be doing here is putting in another junction off the railway line, off the railway system, and putting in a station that will bring in and out, that will allow the trains to pick up steel, because this is power. Where's steel then? Ah, ow! I was too busy looking around and thinking, and not thinking about how much fuel I had left in my in my flight suit. Let's eat some nuts and grab some berries. Right. Is steel being... I think steel's being done around here somewhere. Maybe it's at the top of here. This is a coal mine, which is fine. That's digging up massive quantities of coal and sending it down to a power station. Fine. That's how power stations work. Where was my steel area? Because I'm sure it was around here somewhere. That's why there's a bridge down there. The trucks coming in to get steel. Or maybe they're coming in to get coal from here. What's that? That's sulfur over there. Where's steel? I'm very confused. Oh, there's another road over there. Right, map. No. Map. Okay, there's a load of truck stops down here. That must be steel down there. I do not have priority power for the coal mine because I'm not aware of any way to do priority power. However, I do have some enormous battery packs that are, that in theory, I will notice if they start to deplete and go, oh no, and turn things off. In practice, I probably won't notice, but that's the theory. So steel, I think, is actually just drop down the drop over here. So let's head over that way. In fact, you know what I'll use? Now that I've got a jetpack, this thing might actually become usable. Because if you miss, it doesn't matter quite so much, and you get... doesn't matter quite as much, but it still matters, it turns out. Alright, it's still useless. Right, this must be... Oh, yeah, okay, over here is the steel production, I guess. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I can believe that was iron being brought over here, cooked in. Yeah, I think that, yes, I think this is steel production. Oh yeah, there's coal coming in here. Yes. Okay, so this is where the steel comes from, although presumably not in sufficient quantities given what we were saying before. So actually, maybe I shouldn't be making a new steel smelting system. I shouldn't be linking the train up to this area because it won't be able to keep up. I should be building a new steel smelting area somewhere. So what we've got, yeah, there's only 260 steel in here. Oh, is there a breaker thing? Oh, okay. I might have to have a look for that because I was not aware of it. That would be quite useful. Okay, so train of thought. Right. So what have I got now? I've got my rail system that goes out to here to plastic and goes up here to the new droppy-offy area. Although there's still currently a lack of any kind of well, anything over there, and I haven't put the signals in yet, so I need to do that. I also need to improve. I also this looks a little bit silly. I should probably put in some supports on this. So, alright, I'll do that. Because I can fairly easily. So let's put in some wall. Like that. And like that. And then the same over here. It'd help if it hit the floor. Looks silly if it doesn't. Like I said, we don't want it to look silly. And I'll get poisoned for standing there as well a little bit, but never mind. Are they full? I think that means I think those blips are lit and therefore they're full. But if I can find a pylon, I'll check. So right. Sorry, I'm having too many things trying to go through my train of thought at the same time, and it's and I'm struggling a little bit. Yeah, if I come over and look at this pylon. Yeah, I've got full power at the moment. So okay, there may well be the switches for segmenting the grid into parts, but I'm pretty sure I haven't got them yet. They must be hidden behind an unlock that I haven't got and haven't done. Why is the train sitting there stopped? I've fixed the railway line. It shouldn't be broken. Right, fine. I'm coming to have a look. You've got a... Why have you got a red signal? Oh, because I haven't put any... Yes, because it's on this block. I need to put more signals further up this way. That's why. Okay, that's fair. Let's put one in there for now, just so the train can get going again. It's possible, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of things I've talked about that I would like to, in a sort of, I would like to have this thing kind of way. And many of them have been, and many of them are things that you can unlock in the sort of the secondary research system, the MAM. I just haven't because I haven't got to that because sometimes things like filter splitters, for example, or filter or priority joiners or unjoiners. Those are things that appear to be researchable, but I haven't actually got them yet. So. Yes, in theory, but not yet. I imagine that your power switch will be one of those sort of things, or power breaker rather. Can I see down there? Nope, can't see down there to put this in without falling off. It's fine. I'll put it in down here. Like, come on. That and that. And let's keep these things being split up to an extent there. And then I need one on the way out of this station. Excuse me. Oh yeah, or possibly in the ticket shop. Yeah, that's also true. Possible. That's the thing. There's so many different places you can acquire new things that it's sometimes difficult to find them. Because you've got as you say, you've got the fix-it shop, you've got the MAM research system, you've got the elevator, which allows you to unlock tiers of objectives, which you can then open up, which you can then get in your hub system. So there are many different places where you can unlock things, and that causes a little bit of confusion for me. Okay. Now if I fly up here, we should see some very colourful railways. So we've got, I'm not quite even sure what colour that is coming in there. We've got cyan here, then pink in the middle, purple, a little bit of whitey yellow, grey over there coming round to here. And then more, it was another shade of purple, wasn't it, around here? Oh no, sort of yellowish colour across here. They're not very good at separating the blocks, but into sensible colours that are easy to tell apart. But never mind. Right. Okay. So the train system should work now. It might be better to put in a few more signals to get better throughput, better capacity. But I do now have an input system here where all these stations can bring in whatever. The trains can run around on here. As much as they like, and they shouldn't have any problems with from signalling. I've been pronouncing it MAM because that's how it's spelled. I'm also pretty sure it's not a mum because it doesn't seem very maternal to me. Okay, right. So that is step. I don't know. Step 0, step 1. I'm not sure. But now I need to start bringing in iron to this place, and probably copper, probably steel. I don't know. What do I need to make? I need to make those those sort of ball things up in the top right there. So let's have a look at how to make them and see what bits and pieces we need, what resources we need in order to make them. So that is an adaptive control unit, which requires computers and circuit boards, which both require plastic, and I'm pretty sure they need copper. It would make sense. Yeah, so copper sheets and plastic. So I'm going to need to bring a plastic train in, or more likely put in a second plastic train to go off and go and get more plastic to bring plastic here. Another train to bring copper here, and that'll allow me to make the circuit boards. From those, and well, that's copper as well. and iron for the screws, I'm going to be able to make computers. So that's the second thing that was required for it for the control unit. The automated wirings are made from steel. Oh, I need steel as well. So I've already run out of stations. Oops. And a stator is made from. So stator is made from steel pipes and wires. Cable is made from wire. Right. Okay. This feels somewhat daunting. I won't deny it, but I think I should be able to manage. And what I'd like to do is get all of these together so they're making things at the correct rate to be able to churn these, to be able to run one machine, making the adaptive control units flat out. So they're made at 1 per minute. So I need 15 of these per minute, and they're made at 2.5 per minute. So therefore I need 6 machines making these, and that means I'm going to need 20 times 15 cables per minute, which is 200 to 300. But these are made 30 per minute, so I'm going to need 10 machines making cables, each one of which needs 300. So I'm going to need 600 of these per minute. So I'm then going to need 20 machines making wire. That's obscene. Maybe I should reckon on running the machine at half speed, because that is a bit crazy. I feel slightly daunted by that suggestion. And if I'm using 20, if I'm getting through 20 machines worth of these, that's so that's still 600 of these, 600 copper per minute. So therefore, I'm going to need another 20 smelters, and goodness knows how many mines digging this up. Oh, do I get 2 per craft with for wire? Yes, I do. You're right. Okay, so yes, it's only down to a mere 10 making the wire. So yes, that's slightly less ridiculous. Oh, I think I might halve all these numbers to start with. Maybe even quarter them, or less. I don't know. So yeah, so the plan, my plan is to start off with one of these stations over here. We'll be bringing in copper. That will then go up an elevator and go into a system of machines at the top. So hang on, if we're going to be, but the number of belts I'm going to need to get this in as well. And there's only 2 outputs. I think there's only 2 outputs. I think there's 2 outputs on a station. Yes, there's 2 outputs on a station. So even if I do manage to have all of the input I could possibly want, we're okay. We can get 270 out per minute. That's not okay. That's not so bad then. We have fast enough tech to do that. Yeah, 5 wire machines, 10 cable machines, and so on. But we say 5 wire machines and 10 cable machines. There's also cables needed for other things as well. But you know, let's do it. Let's get started and see how far we get before I start to cry. So I want to build some more wall upwards like this until we go above the level of the station. Like this. And then I can have another story up here like this. Could you just fit with that, please? There we go. Oh, is it 5 wire and 5 cable? You might be right. I'll have to have a look at the numbers again in a minute. Put you across there. And out into the distance like this. I'll check the numbers in a bit. It's going to be a lot anyway, whatever it is. Right, there's an area to play with. So now I can bring the So what I was thinking is that I want to have a bus, possibly even vertically arranged, coming along here. So I have a row. So I have a belt bringing copper along, then I have a belt bringing iron along, and so on upwards. So let's have an output from here to start with. I want to put in an elevator, but I don't want it to be a Mark II. I want it to be a Mark III. Bring that off the top one just because it's easier to get to from here. No, it won't. We'll bring it. Actually, no. Better idea. No, I don't know. Let's just do it, and worry about whether I've done it right later. So bring you up to here. Point you out this way. And then I'm going to put in a splitter here just because I might as well. Then it can sort of go both ways from that. I'd like to line it up with that, but that is a thing that is difficult. Sure, whatever. We have a belt coming in there like that. Right, so I'm doing copper at ground level for now, which is because I've got there first, because I'm doing this one first, and so therefore why not? So let's start off with 5 machines to take in copper and turn it into wire, and then we'll work from there. So that's a 6. You're a constructor. We want you that way. Yeah, orange is in inputs. That's fine, and we can put you probably there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have splitters all the way along here, so you're taking in from... Is that the right way around? I think it is. Yes. Yes. I want to line up with everything here, so we'll hold down control, and that's lined up with you, and if we line up with that one as well, that'd be great. Okay, it does seem to be alright. And now, can I just carry on doing this along here? Yes. No. Wrong place. 3, 4, 5. And then, well, we certainly need to have a very high speed belt going up the middle. We probably don't need a particularly fast one going up, but going from machine to going from splitter to machine. So do that, that, and then drop down to tier 1 because I don't see any point in using it any faster than that. We only need to have a throughput of 30. Whoop. Okay, so that is now that's 5 machines. So let's have a look at the numbers again. So what are we doing here? We are bringing in copper ingots and we're turning it into wire, and we've got 5 machines doing that. So we're making 30. Is that 30 of these or 30 productions? Presumably it's 30 productions, each of which produces 2. So each one of these is going to be producing 60 wire per minute. Just quick check. These belts are 30, aren't they? Oh, 60, that's even better. Right, so actually one tier 1 belt will be able to deal with the wires coming out of there. So that then goes off to be made into cables, which takes in 2 to produce 1. So if we have another 5 of those, then we'll have 150 per minute being made. So that those match up very, very nicely. So it's 150 cables, and I can't remember how what the next step was from there. 150 cables per minute go into here. 150 cables divided by 20 is 7.5 of these per minute with the appropriate number of machines. So that'd be 3 machines. So we have 7.5 of those per minute. 7.5 of those per minute. So this would be one of these every 2 minutes. So that's yeah, this is correct. So yes, you were right when you said were telling me how many machines I needed. You are spot on. So oops, that way. 1, 2. Oop. I was about to say I'm amazed I haven't run out of supplies yet for making these, and then I ran out of supplies. No, 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 no. There, into there. Right, that's better. Right. Let's go and get some more I think now I thought I got the maths right on that. So let me run through it again, because it is quite possible I got it wrong. So the wire is being made by all of these. We're getting 60 per minute per machine, so 300 per minute. The cable then halves that, so it's 150 per minute. Yeah, 30 per minute per machine, so 150 per minute. That's then turned into the automated wiring. So we've got 150 per minute. We're making 150 cables per minute. So divide that by 20. That's 7.5. So we're making so ignoring the production rate of any individual machine, 150 cables per minute means 7.5 of automated wirings per minute. In order to get those 7.5 automated wirings per minute, we would need 3 assemblers making them. Because that's 20, not 50. Oh, yes, yes. So we'd have 3 machines, but those 3 machines would be making 7.5. That place is kind of high up. And kind of unsupported, but, you know, aesthetics are job 20, if that. What did I run out of to make more of this stuff? Oh, nothing. I've got everything I need now. Although some more steel pipes wouldn't go amiss. Don't go in there. You'll disappear and never be seen again. You'll go off to power production, and that's not where I want to go right now. Hup. Right, so up here... No, it wasn't up here. Down there was a box that was storing the steel pipes. Over here somewhere. You? No. Well, yes, it was you two, but there's no steel. We've used up all the steel. However, there's some steel pipes, so I'll grab some of these. The main thing I came over here to get, however, was reinforced iron plates. That's what I'd run out of immediately. Let's go and see if we can find... Ooh! Lots of these things. If I take all of those, then 50 of them. No, I need more than 50. I need 71 of them. But that's okay. They're running through. There seems to be loads and loads of modular frames. I don't really understand why, because we had a huge shortage of them earlier. So that's puzzling. Yes, using a calculator is definitely cheating, but not cheating in a way that I can really disapprove of. What should be in this box? I don't know. So I need reinforced plates. I feel like they're in a box somewhere. I just don't know where. How about up here? Yes, here. Here we go. I don't want leaves. I don't care about wood. I know. I mean, I know I run my chainsaw off it, but I don't really care very much. Actually, can I run the chainsaw off off the fuel that I'm running my jetpack off? Let's put that in there and find out. Yes, I can. Right, so I don't need the biofuel anymore either, so we can... There's some more leaves there. I don't need the biofuel either, so I can ditch that. So I'm going to take another stack of that. Sort this again. How am I doing? Got lots of steel, got a few steel pipes. I thought I had more steel pipes than that. Apparently not. Got some gold wire. I've got an unobtainium there. I should ditch some of these organic stuff. Some of this organics I actually strictly need, but I'd rather have too much than too little. Right, okay, I think that's quite good. Let's grab some more steel pipes and then get out of here. I said let's grab some more steel pipes, not just go onto the belt that's carrying them. The jetpack is fantastic when you're clumsy, because as you're just starting to fall off something, just as you fall off something, you can have a quick blast of jetpack, and boom, you're back on it again almost immediately. Makes things so much safer and easier. Right. I mean, it makes things dangerous as well in different ways, but it also makes them safer. Right, I would like for you to go from there. No, not the hypertube support. I would like you to go from there to... Actually, I'd like you to go up there, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. We'll try. But actually, better idea. Let's make it go up at this point. So we'll take tube, go from there to here, and go up as much as possible, which is not very much. To here. Can we then go up? Can't afford... Oh, I've run out of pipes. But other than that, it's a solid... Ooh, I can go to there. That'll do then. Right. Oh, that's mean. Your jetpack doesn't recharge when you're on a when you're standing on a ladder. I haven't got this dual bi-directional yet, have I? No. So I would need to build another hypertube entry system on this end, hypertube entrance. But I can't afford that because of the rotors and pipes as well. Okay, well, next time I come back, I will be organised enough to do that. Oh, just made it. That was very nearly very bad. Especially as I'm not at 100% health, so it would probably have been fatal if I'd fallen off there as well. Oh, okay. So there's no difficulties about having hypertubes going in silly directions. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then belts. These can be belt type 1. Go from there into there. All right. Go from out from that basically. That to that. That to that. No, not that. That to that. There we go. And that one's already done. All these need programming, of course, which means I'm going to have to go up to and touch each one of them. So you are to make wire. There's a copy paste, but I mean this is pointless because if I go onto here, I need to do that anyway. So what's the point in copy pasting when I don't understand. Yep. No, go away. Oh yes, I've seen the things to allow them to pass through walls. That is neat. I think that might be a No, sorry. I think that might be an awesome shop unlock. So I stop it. So I haven't done that yet. Cable. Oh, can you? Oh, okay. Thank you, Luca Rick. I'll have to give that a try with the next one. Because that would be much easier. So what did I need all this cable for? I've almost forgotten. Right, let's go back in here again. So the cables were all to be turned into well, with the adaptive control unit, it was to turn into the automated wirings. But for this, I also need a bunch of stators, which is steel pipes. So I need to make that steel and more wire. Okay, I wish there was a back on this. Automated wiring. So I want 7.5 per minute. So it is just straight up 7.5 per minute of the stators. So that's not quite so bad. So I'd need for 7.5 per minute. Oh crikey, that's another 64. It's not 64. That'd be 8 per minute, but it's almost that. 60 and 61. So another 61 wire per minute and 22.5 steel pipes per minute. This is ambitious. Okay. So I guess I extend this even further, even more wire. I can't even remember what number I said. 61 wire per minute. And these produce... Oh, but these produce 30, so that's not quite so bad. So that's 2 of them. practically. 2 of them is close enough for what I'm trying for this sort of. If things aren't working, if things are working at 99%, that's good enough for me. So I need another 2 machines making wire. So extend the design along. No, not that. Extend the design along here a little bit. We'll put you that way around. That'll work. And then again here. And then you. What? No. No. Select the thing I'm pointing at. Okay, fine, don't. I'll do it myself. That to there. That to there. That there. And that there. So you're saying I can control C like that and control V like that and like that. It didn't say settings posted. That's configured, yeah. This one is not. Okay, so you have to be in poking distance of it to configure it, but you can just do it with a control V instead of having to open the menu. Okay, that is easier. Thank you. But it's a shame you still have to be quite close. Right. That's another stage done. So that's my two. That's the 2 wires. Nuclear. You please phrase your question in the form of a question. So we've got working on the automated wirings at this point. So that requires the stators, and we needed 7.5 of them per minute, which is why we needed 61 of these technically, and I'm making 60. I think that's right. 8 times 7.5. I think that's 61. Then also we need steel pipes at a rate of 22.5 per minute. Those are made at 20 per minute in a constructor. Out of steel ingots. Okay, so it's one more constructor. Which goes here. Lined up with all the rest. I do not have nuclear power. I haven't even discovered whether the game has nuclear power yet. So who knows? And then you are going to make steel pipes, so we're going to need to have steel coming in here, and that means it's going to need to be a higher up thing. So we'll put in a. I'll need to put in an elevator for this. That's going to be, well, I suppose that can be my second level. So I'll put this one here, like that. And then iron is going to be even higher up, I guess, presumably. A splitter. I don't want to put the splitter on there with it wearing it like a hat, even though that's kind of what the game wants to do. I want to put it on the front of it, but I don't think I can do that. I think it's just going to have to wear it as a hat. Yeah, I had a bit of a. I had someone, and in fact, it was probably almost certainly Mindustry Lover over there, talking about going on endlessly about Mindustry in the last Factorio stream I was playing. So yes, I have in fact heard of it. I did go off and watch a video about it afterwards actually to see if it looked interesting. And yeah, it certainly did look. It looked interesting enough that I probably will play Mindustry at some point. However, not yet, because I have far too many things going on in my far too many games at the moment that I'm trying to play. That's a splitter. That's not a lift. I want a lift, and I want it to be a Mark III, and I want it to go from down there. Boom. I want it to come all the way up to this sort of height. I want it to come up to. In fact, I want it to come up to. Don't fall off the ladder, please. This height, and point that way. There we go. And then, well, I want to build straight out from there, and then I want to have a splitter here. The problem with this game is it's difficult to build splitters in arbitrary places. So here is in line with that and in line with that, but I want it to be up in the air. I mean, you can stack these things. So I could put one in here and then another one on top of it like that. But that's slightly lower than that is. So what I want somehow, yeah, is to get one that's, well, actually maybe a third one up here would be about the right height. That does look like it's about the right height, I have to admit. All right, let's go with that. Let's bring in a belt from there to there. It's not quite horizontal, but it's not also not too far off. And then a belt out from here that goes over to that, which is of course the wrong way round. So we'll get rid of that and put it back in again. Put it on there and that way round. That goes into there. That's fairly flat. I'll probably adjust that at some point later. As I put more stuff in down here doing things, I might need to adjust it a little bit. Anyway, so this is going to be making 20 per minute, and I think I said I needed 21 per minute, 22 and a half per minute. So I'm going to reckon on that being good enough, I think. Yeah. So that is 2 machines making wire, one making pipes, and that I believe should be enough to make the. I've forgotten already. Again, this is my problem with this sort of game. I need to have a permanently open FNEI window or something similar to this. This factory is not functioning. I haven't even plugged it in yet. The other factory elsewhere that's producing all this, my starter factory that's allowing me to produce this sort of slightly further on factory is kind of functioning. Oh yes, it was stators. Yes, we have these coming in to make the stators. So that's a assembler, and I can get that. So that's a 6, right, an assembler. Let's not put this in straight away because I need to think about how I'm going to pipe the everythings through. So it's only going to be the one machine doing it. So that's trivial. Hang on, no, it's not. I'm confusing my different stages again. Stator. We're making these at. So these are coming out at 60. So it's 60 divided by 8, 6, 7. 7? 5 per minute, which goes into the automated wiring. So we're trying to make 7.5 of these per minute. Yeah, so we need to make 7 stators per minute. And they're made at 5 minutes. I'll put in 2 machines. That's not too bad. So I have one of these wire machines feeding each one, and then this one needs a splitter on the output of it. Yeah, that hat thing, I feel it's quite nice. It's quite satisfying because it does just clip on like that. Yeah, it does seem to just work. I think I'd rather it clipped on slightly further away. In fact, I'd rather just everything clipped together. So, like, for example, I could take one of these things and just clip it onto the output or input or output of a machine. That'd be rather nice. Yeah, a notepad would probably be a good way to do it. You're not wrong. It just means I need to then have I need to be organised enough to. Well, actually no, I do have several notepads around, but also I start looking at the table instead, and that's less interesting on the stream. YouTube has a bad habit of leaving people long behind, Caleb. So you'll probably find that if you set it to play at 1.5 times normal speed for a little while, it should catch up, and then things might be a little bit more satisfactory. Right, so that means I want to put in a splitter here. So yeah, see, I'd like to be able to just hit that there and have it snap onto the outside of that building. Now that isn't a thing. I'm kind of okay with it not being a thing. It's just it's a feature I would like to see in the game that it doesn't have. I'd also like it to. That is lined up, but I haven't got the green line to tell me it is. Oh, now I have. Green line only shows up at a certain point. There we go. Put that there. Belt goes in there. Is that going to be fast enough? Yes, it's definitely going to be fast enough. Then I need 2 assemblers. So that's a construction machine. I also need to see what I'm doing, so I'm going to go up here. And I want the Mark II version, so that goes, yeah, put that, so I can put one of them here right in front. Oh, I need rotors for this thing. Rotors were the things I was struggling with. Oh. Yeah, it's at 1.5. I talk fairly quickly anyway, so I can imagine at 1.5 times speed, it's kind of crazy. Right. So let's go find. I guess I'm just going to have to go and find some rotors. There's not a lot else I can do about it. Yeah, I have a theory about why it happens. So I believe it's because YouTube was primarily designed as a platform for watching videos on. And so if you're watching a video and you have a tiny hiccup, a slight hiccup in the buffering, then the best thing for it to do is to pause the video for that fraction of a second while it catches up with the buffering and then carries on playing at the normal speed, so you don't miss anything. Twitch was designed as a content streaming platform, so you're intended to use it to watch live videos on it. And so if you're watching something live, if you have a buffering problem for a fraction of a second, then you'd probably prefer it to just skip the second or so, or the fraction of a second that you've missed, in order to so that you don't so that you're still live, still finding out exactly what's happening as it happens. And so I think that's why my suspicion, based on just sort of suspicion rather than real decent evidence, is that's why there's a difference like that between the two of them. That's why Twitch seems to always stay up to date and YouTube gets left behind. As I say, I don't have a great deal of evidence for this theory, but it seems reasonable to me. So I'm sort of guessing that's why it does it. I've paused something that I probably actually need, so let's unpause it again. Problem is, I need the things that it's taking in order to make the things that it's trying to make, that I also probably need somewhere else. Basically, the problem is I'm not making rotors anywhere at any sort of useful rate. Interesting. I'm surprised I sound like a chipmunk, because usually YouTube is very, very good at maintaining pitch. So I should be talking incredibly fast like this, but it shouldn't go sort of squeaky up here like this, because I was under the impression that YouTube adjusted pitch rather than doing the squeaky thing. But sure, okay. I've sounded like worse things than chipmunks in the past. So these do come out at 8 per minute, which is a respectable rate, except when you need 4 of them for every single thing you want to do. And you don't want to sit around here for minutes grabbing them off the belts like that. There we go. Well, you can use TCP/IP for live content. The question is, should you? And how well will it work? And also the other question is, am I making rotors anywhere else? I suspect I'm not. I don't see any bimbling around on belts. The other question is, are they going anywhere else, I suppose? And those are just reinforced iron plates. That's no fun. What about you? What have you got? Nope. I suppose what I could do is look into what actually goes into rotors and then go and make some elsewhere by hand. That might, to be honest, that might actually be easier. Not you. Is it you? Are you the one machine making rotors around here? No, you're making reinforced plates. I'm lost. I think it might be this one then. Oh, and I've already sped this machine up a little bit with a speed module. It's still too slow. Can't even see any on that. Oh, there's one over there on that belt. Right, let's go and grab that. Ha ha, very funny. Right. So it's iron rods and screws. No wonder it's slow. It's one of those recipes that requires infinite numbers of screws to be coming in, and we've got them pouring down the elevator over here, as you see. I say pouring down. That's not coming through quite as quickly as I would expect them to. Come on, have enough fuel. Oh, just there we go. Have I upgraded a belt here beyond where it should have gone to, or is there a shortage of iron on the input? No, there's plenty of iron on the input, plenty of rods on the input. It's just these machines are a little bit too slow to keep this belt fully satisfied. I think what's wrong over here is I've upgraded the belt too far. You're a merger. Oh no, you're all mergers, so I can't. I could nick one of these belts worth of screws coming from over here because they're clearly required in much smaller quantities, and bring it over and pass it into that belt. It would help. Right, let's do that. In fact, the rate this is going at. No, this is actually that is going to about 2, so we won't put that, demolish that completely. So what we'll do here now is get one of those out, bring that out to hit there. Okay, fine. We'll bring it to here, and then bring that to here, and then to here. And then, similarly, I'll bring a belt out of here. Oh, this is a better way of doing it, actually. Bring it up over the top of this. And then down. Oh. And then down and into... Hello? Can we bring it in here? Into here? Are you a... What are you? You're a merger. Oh. Oh, that's a merge. Of course it is. That's why I did it the other way around before. Yeah, okay. Actually, better idea. Demolish that. Put in a splitter here. Then, belt there to there. This is all out of line. Let's fix this. Yeah, you're quite right, Alexander. The belt was the wrong way. Also, so was the and also the splitter was in the wrong place. So I'm definitely going to tidy this up a bit. So you're a merger. No, I want a splitter. I want to put you there, and yes, lining up like that. That's good. Then we'll put a belt going in. Belt there. Belt up there. You let me do this before, game. Oh right, I see. There's another belt there. That's why it was being funny. All right, I'll let you off. And many poles. Oops, never mind. Yeah, and that can go to there. Right, and now we've got a lot more screws going through here, so we can pass them down. We can start making the rotors a bit more quickly. Probably not going to be making them as quickly as we actually need them, but it's at least it's going to be a good start and a good help. So now, yeah, that's not going up quick. That's not quite. Actually, it's almost going up. Yeah, it's not far off. It's like 2/3 the speed that's needed now, which is better. And we've got a nice steady stream of them of the belts of the screws coming down here. I wonder if I could do some belt upgrades and get that a bit more solid. Are you actually the speed of a top speed thingamabob? I think you are. I want you to actually be a Mark. Yes, you're already a Mark 3. What about up here? Yes, you're already a belt 3. You could be a belt 3. It wouldn't help, but you could be. No, we've got them going through at the full belt level Mark 3 belt rate, and it's just not enough. And not enough to keep this machine happy, which is horrific, but it'll have to do. I guess I could pull up this piece of belt here for now. Let's do that, because I'm getting absolutely fed up of waiting for all these things and them just all being swallowed up by random machines. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take that one, and if there's one in here, I'm going to take those two as well, like that. Right. should have done that sooner, and then they'd have been stockpiling in here for me to grab them as they came out. So how many have I got now? 13. So I'm going to need 4 for the... Actually, let's have a look. What am I going to need? So I'm going to want to make another hypertube entrance so I can get back quickly and easily. I need to certainly make production. I need to make at least 2 assemblers. I'm going to need more steel pipe, thanks to the warning there. That's convenient. And also, what else am I going to need over there? Well, let's have a look at the recipes again. So, in order to make the... Let's go back, right back to the very beginning. Very good place to start. Adaptive control units. We need these things. We still need the automated wirings, which are those 2 things. That's another assembler. So let's have another 3 assemblers. Sorry, so I'm going to need 3 more of those. And that's going to make me my my automated wirings. Then what's the next thing that I need for the adaptive control units? Then I'm going to need a circuit board. Oh god, these are ridiculous. So I'm going to need. I can't even think about the numbers of these. So 7.5 per minute. So 5, 1, and 1. So but also I'm going to need another 5 per minute of this. Yeah, I'm gonna start writing this down because my brain is full, basically. All right, so 0.5 ACU is going to be obviously going to be in a manufacturer. Requires 15, so 7.5 automated wirings, which is an assembler times 3 to get 7.5. The circuit boards are what was it? What even was that? That was a what's that called? Automated wiring. It requires 10 circuit boards, which are made in an assembler. So to get 10 of those per minute is going to require 2, and that's convenient because the overflow can go into the computer. And also, it requires heavy modular frame. We're going to need 1 of those. Heavy frame. Yeah, I'm having to do all the calculations now because I want it to run. Oh, did I not say? Oh yeah, you're right. I need one assembler on there because it's 5 per minute. Thank you. Forgot to divide by 2. Yes, you can tell it's getting serious when I start actually doing the calculations for these things. Oh, that requires the industrial beams as well, which means I'm going to need to bring concrete. Oh, for goodness sake, why are these things so difficult? Heavy frame, which is another one. This one's made in a manufacturer. And I'm going to need, what's that, one of these per minute. And 1 computer per minute. Which is also made in a manufacturer. Okay, I now need to work. Problem is, I now need to work backwards through all of these, and there's a huge number of absolutely everything. It's the sheer number of different ingredients I'm going to have to bring over for this, let alone the number of machines that are required. So circuit boards, as it says, requires copper. That's going to be. I'm trying to make 5 circuits per minute. So that's going to require 1 machine making them, as we said. And that's going to mean 10 copper sheets. And a copper sheet produces 10 per minute from 1 machine. So that's only need 1 constructor for that. Times 1. And plastic just comes in as plastic, so that's okay. I wish there was a back button in this, so I could just go back to the previous thing I was looking at, which was circuit boards, and it was adaptive control units, in fact. Then we need the computers. I'm going to look at the computers first because the other one was making me sad. So that's another, and I want 1 computer per minute, but that means I'm going to need an additional 10 circuit boards per minute. I'm only going to need 1 machine to make them though, because it's easily fast enough. So that's another 10 circuits. So that's 10 times circuit, which means how fast are those made? Those are made at 7.5 per minute. So actually, between the two of those machines will be all right. So I do need 2 assembly machines, but that can feed down to here. So that's going to be sufficient. Just then cable. Yeah, I'm making 1 per minute. So that's 9 per minute. So that's 1 machine making cable. Cable, wire. Plastic, screws, need 52 of those per minute. Those are made at 40 per minute, so I'm going to need 2 machines making those. And that'll make the computers. Gen Alpha is the one after Generation Z, which is the one after Millennials, which is the one after Gen X, I think. So it's basically kids. Basically, Caleb is saying kids these days can't do maths. And who would like to say with that? And that's probably not wrong. Right, and then we have the heavy assembly, heavy modular frames. Which need, oh gosh, these need more. At least that's iron in many different forms. I think I'm just going to do the rest of it and then come back and think about this afterwards because my brain is full and this is probably enough to keep. This is probably enough to last me for the rest of the stream at this rate. And I haven't even got any of these resources coming in yet, so we can't be sure whether any of this is going to work. So let's come back into here. So I've got 5 assemblers. Well, I can't even remember what those are for now. So I'm going to need a manufacturer for the ACUs. Oh yeah, those are for the auto wiring. That's that. 2 more assemblers for the circuits. 1 constructor for the copper sheets. Another manufacturer for the heavy frames, although I'm not actually going to get to that in this one. So we'll call that for the computers instead. And then another constructor and for the cable and the wire, and then 2 more for making screws. So that should be everything I need to make everything except the heavy frames. Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's being able to do mental arithmetic and being able to do sort of advanced maths are very different tricks. I mean, it's possible to be very good at one and very bad at the other. That's definitely is a thing. But there is also certainly a certain amount of overlap between how good you are at just sort of picturing numbers and stuff like that, or thinking in numbers. And a lot of being good at maths comes from that. Ooh, ah. So yeah, just because you're bad at mental arithmetic or don't know your times tables doesn't mean you're automatically bad at maths. But it does suggest that it sort of nudges and points in that sort of direction, very suggestively. What on earth do I need plastic for? Well, I don't know, but there are some heavy modular frames up here, so there's 50 of them. Plastic, I need 100 plastic. That should be easy enough. There should be a load in here. There we go, it's 200. Right, that's my shopping list. I've got everything I need for all of those bits to put together. The bigger concern, I think, with things that kids these days don't know is how to actually use computers. There's this sort of general impression in the world that, oh, well, these kids have grown up using computers and so on. They must be really good with them. But I'm not convinced that's entirely true. You've got there's going to be a lot of people who can, yeah, they can use a tablet, but can they? But do they know anything about spreadsheets, for example? Do they know? How good are they at typing on a keyboard? All those sort of things. I hear lots of stories in the sort of the hysterical media. So pinch of salt and all that, suggesting that whilst kids spend a lot of their time on tablets and stuff, it doesn't mean they actually know how to use computers. And if you ask them to go off and install Windows or something like that, then they wouldn't have a clue. Or even not even that. If you ask them to go off and use a piece of Office software, they'd struggle. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not sure how true this is. I don't have a great deal of dealings with children of that sort of age, but yeah. I think I use a spreadsheet pretty much every day. But then I am a massive nerd. Hello Gildarth, welcome. Today's plan is building factory version 3, which is going to be fed by rails down here to all these stations, and then have massive banks of machines over here that are going to do useful things. In this case, I'm working towards trying to make the things I'm calling ACUs. They're the things in the top right over there for phase 3, and I can't remember what they're actually called. So I'm currently working towards making those, and it's horrible and tangled. But I'm trying very hard to make a system that isn't an absolute nightmare. And so far I'm doing reasonably well. I think the more relevant question here, Nogard, would be how good are can all these modern people who grew up with electricity and electric lights, can they change a light bulb? And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if being able to change a light bulb is starting to become a fairly niche skill, because these days you don't need to change them very often because LED bulbs will last forever, probably a decade, whereas incandescent bulbs traditionally they used to last about, I don't know, 6 months maybe. I'm not sure. I can't really remember, but I'm sort of plucking the number out of the air. But certainly LEDs, you buy them, you fit them, and you essentially expect to never change them. Whereas an incandescent bulb, you'd have to think about it sometimes. Right, I think I can now make the automated wirings. Let's check that. Yeah, I'm sure there are lots of mods and things to make it easier. I probably should look into these sort of things. I just haven't been. I've been meaning to install a mini-map mod as well at one point, but then I never got around to it, and so on. So right, oh yes, we're trying to make stators now, weren't we? Because we've got the cable being made over behind me. So now we need to make the stators, which is the pipes that are going to come from that machine over there, and the wires from here. So why do I not have a head on my shadow? I'm not going to ask. Oh, that's true. Yes, I have seen some lamps that are just whether you can't change the bulb on them. They are just here is your light. When the bulb in inverted commas dies, you replace it with a new one. Yeah, my parents have got at least one of those as a landing light in their house, and yeah, it is a sort of once the bulb dies, you need to buy a new light. So own nothing and be happy. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit of that sort of thing. Right, that goes to there. That one. That goes to there. Those are the easy two. And out of laziness, yes, I'm going to take this one to here. And then I'm going to put an elevator in there, pointing this way. And an elevator on here, pointing that way. And then I'm going to link them together with a belt like. What's happened over here? Oh. Yeah, that sort of thing really annoys me. Because those things... yeah, that's annoying. Well, I was entertained by the rejoinder to the you will own nothing thing, which was well, if buying a game or a film or whatever, it doesn't mean you own it, then piracy clearly isn't theft, which amused me. I mean, but it's irrelevant because piracy isn't theft anyway. But the sort of the conflation of the two ideas did amuse me, I have to admit. Right, so that's that. Now over here, you're going to be making automated wirings, and we'll copy that and put you over here. So now we have automated wirings coming out of those. Well, we will if I ever manage to plumb in all of the inputs and power all these machines as well, I suppose. We will have automated wirings coming out of those two, and we will have cables coming out of all of these. No, piracy isn't theft. Theft has to deprive somebody else of their property. Piracy is merely copyright infringement, which is a different crime. It's still illegal, but it's not theft, which is the important point here. Right, so now I can use more assembly. Oh, I think the jetpack is fantastic. It's possibly my favourite feature in this game. It feels... I mean, I'm actually really impressed with the way they... No, Caleb, it does not depend. Yes, it's not theft. Well, yeah, it's not theft because you're not taking something. You're not taking something away from somebody else. Whether it's a game or a film, it's not theft, because if you have a film or if you are a movie studio or a game publisher or whatever, and you make a thing and I pirate it, I have not deprived you of a copy of it. You have not lost your thing. I've merely made a copy of it. If I took your car away from you, then yes, that would be theft because you would lose the thing. But a film is not a car. Now I need three machines to make the auto wirings. Okay. You're not. No, you're not. You're not taking money from the corporation. That's the point. That's the bit that they get wrong. They claim you are because they want to justify all of this. They want to justify making media impossible to access. But you don't. No, you're not actually. You're not taking money from them. You are potentially, at the absolute worst case, you are potentially not giving. You are potentially depriving them of revenue that they might otherwise get. You are certainly not depriving them of money. You are certainly not taking money from them. Right. So we need to put in assemblers now to make the automated control units. This is going to be tricky, and I'm probably going to get this wrong and have to move them further away or something like that. Oh, actually, maybe not. So how many of these do I need? I need 3 of them. What are the numbers like on this? I'll talk a bit more about the jetpack in a moment, Gildarth, because I've got distracted by the debate about piracy. Actually, I'm also trying to play this game. So, automated. Was it automated wiring? Yeah. Yes. This one. So I need 3 of these machines, but these are all relatively low numbers of things. So that's going to be 40, 50. That's going to be 50 per minute. Yeah. So these will easily fit on fast belts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge everything onto single belts for each resource, and then bring them over separately. So that's going to be relatively easy. But let's do that first. So down here we have. Are these all making the same thing? I've forgotten. Yes, so we've got... Put it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines all making cables. I'm very confused. I'm confused now. It's got 5 machines making cables, 150 per minute to make the automated wirings. 150 per minute, and it takes... Oh, these take 50 per minute, so I'm going to have 3... Yes, I'm going to have 3 machines. We've got 150 per minute going through, but that's still fine for one of the really good merger belts. So what I want is mergers on the front of here. Like that. And also over here. And then another one in the middle here, followed by a splitter, have I got that out of line? Yes, I have. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, actually, let's redo these to make it neat, just because. So another one of... No, not Q. Stop pressing Q, Laurence. That's Factoria. Right, take one of those, put it here, and then another one in splitter mode, put it there. Right, and then I can have my machines across here, and I can do similar things over there with those 2 machines. Right, there we go. Alexander, that feels like a Starship Troopers reference. Would you like to know more? Oh yeah, I wasn't talking about the morality of piracy or even the business sense of piracy. I was merely talking about the legal side of it. I fully agree that piracy, as Gabe Newell said, piracy is a service problem. If you if you make your service good, then people will just use it. Like, I mean, okay, when I was a student and didn't have very much money, I pirated games. But since Steam came along and became a thing, I've stopped pirating. All my games are now legal. Bought legally, basically almost always through Steam, because Steam works really, really well. If you want an example of something that doesn't work, take Amazon Prime Video, and I have relatively recently cancelled my Amazon Prime subscription because the Amazon Prime Video player does not work. It is worse. It is objectively worse than piracy. So I'm a Linux user, as you probably are aware, because I don't stop talking about it. And there is no way to play Prime Video. There's no way to play videos from Amazon Prime at 1080p in Linux unless you pirate them. So I'm not going to give them my money. I've cancelled my subscription because, well, they're not providing a useful service. So whereas Steam, on the other hand, all the games work perfectly in Linux. The copyright protection systems they have on them are not onerous. They don't piss me off. So I'm happy to actually pay the money for them. So all these games I play are legit. Right, where have I got to now? So this is now going to be making the auto wiring. So I need 3 of the assembly machines, which is that one. So I need 3 of these. Let's stack them up over this side, just because I can. No, actually, let's put one in front of here, like that, to make it easy to cable in. One next to it there, and one next to it in a place where I can't see. Right, that goes there. Now we do the belting. Which is going to be relatively easy. That did not actually end up quite where I wanted it to. Please fit. Okay, it did. Thank goodness for that. That goes over to which side? I'm arbitrarily putting them in the right hand side. Are you have I put in a merger instead of a splitter? Yes. Are the belts going to attach? Who knows? Right, there we go. That's that one. And I think actually let's redo that in order to make this look nice. I'll bring this across to here, and then from there loop round into there like that. Same over here. Bring it out to about here, and then go into there. There we go. Okay, so if I put down one of these like that, then I can press H. Oh, wow. Okay, I did not know that. Thank you, Gildarth. That's really useful. I shall try and remember that. Right, and elevators. So one over there, pointing this way. There we go. One over here, also pointing this way. One over here, also pointing this way. And then I should put some more splitters in as hats on these things. No splitters though. That's a splitter like that. Yes, that is the correct way around. And on you as well. Can I put a splitter hat on here, please? What do you mean invalid aim location? Do as you're told. There we go. Right, and then over here, I need an elevator as well. Points that way. Then I can put a belt from here over to here. And from... Oh, it's gone out the back. Ah, I see what's happened here. That's fair enough, actually. I should understand that it will work like that. So yes, we'll remove all of this again. Start this bit again. That's on me for not really thinking my design all the way through. So that should point that way. That should point that way, and that one is fine as it is. And then when I put the splitters on here, like now it's a merger. I want a splitter. Put the splitters on like that and that, and then the belt from over there to here. Oop. I'm getting stolen by the by the belts, and then one over there, and finally one over there. Right, there we go. That's all the inputs for these things. So these are going to make the what's the name wiring thingies. All right. Yeah, I do need to get my server set up and working again. I've been using Raspberry Pi for a server for quite a long time, and put it this way, let's just say they're not exactly enterprise level grade hardware. However, they do use approximately no electricity, which is quite nice, and they're really small and cheap. So they have their uses, but it's not really. I don't know. It had some problems, should we say? I should probably get another low power computer at some point, because I do need to. I could do with having a server up, particularly for offering out all of the sort of some of the benefits for being a supporter and that sort of thing. I want to have things like Factorio blueprints and various recordings and things available for supporters. And at the moment I haven't got that working because my server died, and it's something I've been meaning to do for absolutely ages. Oh yeah, I did have the Pi running off an external. Well, it was an external spinning Platters hard drive. I didn't need the speed of an SSD at the time. Although, to be fair, SSD would be quite good for the power consumption, I think. Why is it not giving me? Why is the game broken? What have I done? Power line? Right. Okay, that's working. So I want to bring this over to here. Oh yes, I was going to talk about the jetpack. Yes, I really like the jetpack. It is amazing. It's so very impressed with just how intuitive it is. So I can I've been just as soon as I unlocked it, I started jumping around, and everything did pretty much exactly what I wanted it to do. It was like Jump, but better. It just worked. It worked really well. So yes, really impressed with how well the jetpack works in this game. It makes sort of just getting around so easy, and as I say, it's just so intuitive and user friendly. I've been really impressed with it. That generally I can just sort of jump around and it does what I expect, and that's what's so impressive. I think it's not so much that I hadn't even had to learn how to use it. It just works. So over here, as you can, I don't know if you may or may not be able to tell from the way I'm hopping around, doing things, but yeah, it works really well. The only problem with it really, I guess, is the amount of fuel it has. But then I understand that that's a sort of a deliberate design limitation to make it not overwhelmingly powerful. And from what people have said, there is a better version of it later that lasts for longer, has a bigger fuel tank sort of thing. So yeah, I'll get that. It will get better. I will have the jetpack as I want to later on when I've done further research. So yeah, I think it's great. I'm really impressed with the jetpack. It's just its intuitiveness and its user friendliness. Very pleased. Yeah, it's making getting around inside the factory so much easier as well. So as you say, it does. I think I agree. It feels like it's a thing that they should give you from the start, even if it's sort of a lesser jetpack that just allows you to do small. Oops. No, that's not what I meant to do. A lesser jetpack that just allows you to do little hops or something like that. Yeah, for some reason pressing 2 has stopped selecting the cable that I want to build, and I don't know why. I feel like I've got some sort of thing opened. Oh yeah. When I'm buzzing around trying to just sort of float around inside my factory, then yes, I do tend to use it in sort of the little burst like this. But so yeah, it's great for that, and that's the sort of thing I think it would be good to have had from the start. Sometimes I also sometimes want to use it to get from a downstairs to an upstairs in the factory, and that sort of thing is a much bigger flight, and that's the sort of thing I can sort of understand it not doing, and that being a thing you need to upgrade. That makes more sense. Right, so I have made a system that will make a quantity of whatever these things are, of stators. Hang on, stators. Was that what I actually want? Is that what I wanted? I'm confused. I don't think I wanted stators. Oh wait, am I still working towards... Right, so we've got the Got the adaptive control unit. Oh, oh no, it was the automated wirings I wanted. These should be making automated wirings, which are made from stators, which are made over on the... Stators are made over here, aren't they? So those are making automated wirings. No, I've got these the wrong way round. These should be making the stators. Oh, for goodness sake. Stators. Copy. Yeah, I never built the parachute. I haven't developed fabrics, so it's just not happened. And then over here we should be making the automated wirings, which take in stators and all those cables I've been making. There we go. So yeah, I've fallen to my death a few times, but now I've got the jetpack, and so I am less likely to fall to my death. It's certainly not guaranteed, but it is certainly less likely. Right. So it takes 4 things to make the automated control units. I have now put in the machinery to make 1 of them. Jeez, when I put it like that, this is horrific. No wonder it's been taking me so long to get anything up and running. So the next thing to do will be, so the automated wirings. No, the automated wirings will be coming out of here. Yes, automated wirings will come out of here. I'll put in a merger to put them onto a single belt. Then we can take them off to the manufacturer that makes the that will make the ACUs. Then the next thing to do is over here somewhere. I'm going to need to put in more machinery that's going to make the next thing, which is perhaps the computers or the heavy frames or the circuit boards. Well, the circuit boards and the computers more or less come together, so I'll probably build the 2 of them at the same time. However, I'm going to need at least some more stations because, let's see, these are going to be, well, this one is copper, this one is steel, that one's going to be iron. I'm going to need one for plastic, and I think I'm going to need one for concrete as well at some point, so that'll have to be an extension of the railway system. Of course, at this point, the only thing I actually have on my railway system is plastic, and that's the one thing I haven't actually said I want yet. But I guess I can go and get some of that. Yeah, I can send a train off to go and get plastic relatively easily. That's fine. It's the other stuff that I'm going to need to set up mines for. And in the case of steel, I'm going to need to set up some sort of smelting system for it as well. So let's have a ping and try and find iron ore. Where is iron ore? Let's have a look on the map. So there is some right underneath actually. I could start digging it up from directly underneath and feed it into the station. It's not cheating, not remotely, because then I could, in theory, have trains pick it up from here as well. But if I do that, if I mine it down below and cook it down there, stick it straight up an elevator into the back of the station, then it can come up an additional elevator up to here, and we'll have the iron. And then later I can go off and get that iron patch, and maybe that iron patch. I wonder if there's coal anywhere around here as well. Let's do another ping. I can't. Let's do another ping. Ping for coal. Good. Okay, yeah, there's those ones. Basically, it's the places where I'm generating power. There is lots of coal because I'm generating power with it. Yeah, that, up there, for example, that's my power production area. So I sort of don't want to tap off that coal, but there is a lot of coal over there, so I think it might be safe to. Especially if I keep it completely separate. So that will mean I'll then need to run a train system from here up to here, and then probably across here to get the coal, and then I can have that bring the coal round to here to make the steel. So that's that one. Okay, next one is copper. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Have to think about that. Okay, some copper nearby as well. Right. I think what I'm going to do is start mining up the copper and the iron that are basically right below me, and start feeding them into the station here. So I've got the supplies of those straight away. Then I'll go off, and then I'll eventually go off and get the coal from up here, bring it down to the iron patches that were in here, make steel there, and then bring the steel up over here by train. So actually all these stations I've built and this train system I've put together, a little premature. I don't actually need it yet, given where I've built this. However, I still think still think it's going to be worthwhile. So there's that must be the iron because it looks rusty. So we're going to take that over to. We're going to bring that in over there. I've forgotten where the copper was, but that's fine. I can go and find it later. Geronimo. Yes, this is it is iron, all right. So I need to smash the initial crystals first. Boom, and that one as well. I of course don't have enough mining drills to dig up to make two proper tier 2 mining drills, but that's fine. So you're impure. How pure are you? You're also impure. Okay, well it's a little bit of a shame, but never mind. So that's the iron mine over there. Oh, sorry, the iron station over there. That one's copper, but that's fine. We're just doing ore mining. We don't care too much. So I want the mining drill Mark II, which is a production thing. Miner Mark II. Can't afford it. Well, I'm missing one steel pipe. For goodness sake. Fine. Annoyingly, that means I need to get back in my tube, which is all the way up at the top, and I might be able to do it in 2 jumps actually. Yes, okay, I can. Good. I made this exactly the right height around here for it to be for me to be able to get back up again, which is nice. Only just though. Right, back in here. Whee! Okay, the hypertubes are fantastic. As a way of getting around, these are brilliant. I love the idea. It's a shame it's a little bit of a faff to make them in the first place. But once you've got them, they're great. Alright, so steel pipes. They're over here somewhere. Yes, there they are, going into that storage box over here. Have you managed to collect any? You have not. Is it because some muppet keeps coming along and stealing them all off these bells? I think it might be. But I'm going to need another, I don't know how many, lots. Where do you go into this machine? How many pipes have you got? 150. Okay, well we'll just take those. That'll probably do me. Yeah, and now let's get back over there. Put in the drills. I'm sort of hoping that I've happened to have just got enough random bits and pieces in my pockets to carry on building all the rest of the stuff I want. We'll find out when we get back over here. It'd be nice if you could just jump out of the tubes, but the tubes are kind of solid, so I can see why you wouldn't be able to. Maybe I should put in another hypertube that takes you from ground level to up to the top of here. Just for getting back up here when when I'm messing around in this area, rather than having to do the 2-part jetpack trick. Where was the iron patch? It was over here, wasn't it? Yeah. Alright, so I want to make a miner Mark II. This will be a minor improvement to the area. Thump. There we go. I want to make another one, but I've run out of... Oh, I've run out of everything. Oh, I didn't think about the industrial beams. Okay, that's quite useful. Thank you, Gildoth. That might be... Yeah, that'd be a good way to work out what's where. Thanks. Right, so what are you going to... Oh, you've got no power. Fine. No, just away. Actually, I want a power line to come from a station. Oh, I can't connect any more lines to the station. Okay, then. Fine. I'll come down from there. Pylon. Doop, power. There we go. Right. So what are you producing? 60 per minute. Okay. And my smelters can deal with an unknown amount. Great. Fine. I'll put one in. I'll put them over here just in case I do need to do splitty stuff. 30 per minute. Okay, thank you. I'll put in 2 then. Oh, I suppose it depends on what it's cooking. So yeah, that makes sense. 30 per minute, as you say. So I'll need to put in a splitter. Here. And then, I mean, if it's only doing 60 per minute, I don't think... Oh, sorry, I'll just use Mark II belts because I've got them to hand. That goes in there. That goes in there. Then I can put in a merger on the way out. And there will probably be more to come. So I'll put it that way round. And then, I don't know how that helps, but I'll do that. That goes in here. That goes in here. And then we go up and play with the stations, I suppose. So up here, this is going to be the iron station. So we've got an input and an output here. So I want to put a logistics. That is what I wanted. Conveyor lift floor hole. We'll put it here just to make sure there's plenty of space. That means I can then snap a lift into here. I'm going to make you a Mark III because I have plenty of steel, and steel isn't expensive. Just for future proofing, largely. Where's the nearest hole? And then down here. Then another Mark III lift comes down from there, zoop, down to about here, and we'll spin that around like that. And then a belt goes from there to over here. There's something kind of freeing about just building completely freeform like this, where you're not constricted by the landscape. It's kind of silly, but it looks a bit silly, but it gets me all my resources through. Why are you guys not? Oh, yeah, I haven't plugged you in. That's why. Fair enough. My next question is why is that a Mark II, a Mark I pylon? Don't be a Mark I. There we go. Because I'm going to need more power coming off you fairly soon. Right, there we go. A supply of iron. Lovely. The next thing I need to build is a special, and it is... no, it's not a special. Is it a... It's either a craft bench or an equipment workshop. I think it's both, actually, because I'm going to need to make some... I'm going to need to make some concrete barret bars in order to make the other drill I wanted. So I would like to make some. Can we do this here? Encased industrial beams, we can. So I need to have 10 of these. 7, and then I can go over to the other thing, make a couple more drills. There we go. Go over here and make a couple of portable mining drills. And then I can come over here and put in another one of these on here like this. And then 2 more, oh no, 1 more of the, yeah, splitter. Splitter goes like that. Smelters go there, and don't need you anymore. Or you. Smelters there, and sure, why not there. Belt comes out and in there, and from there to there. And then we say we want you to make iron, we want you to make iron. We need power for you all, so we'll bring a cable from there, drop it in, pylon in here, and then 1, 2, 3. That should be my iron. How much power have we got at the moment? We've still got full batteries, so I'm okay with this, I think. Are you... Do you need programming and being told to mine? No, you are mining. You're just spinning up, I think. Yep, there we go. And then here we can have another mergermatron. Like that. We feed from there and there. And then the output belt from here can come round to, yeah, oop, fine. And then into there. Right, now we have iron in a quantity. what was that? So 60 per minute. Was it 60 per minute? Yeah, it was 60 per minute. So we've got 120 per minute now of iron, which isn't bad. That's a good start, and that's all being fed up into the station, where it's just going to be stockpiled for now because I haven't got anything to take it away yet. But that's fine. That's how we're doing it for now. So I can come up to here then, and then I can put another elevator coming off here and going up to here and taking it on to the next stage of the process. Which ideally, I would like to be another chunk higher than that. So I guess what I'm going to do is put in conveyor splitters over here and stack 5 of them up. Which is a little silly, but it'll get the belts in the right place. So, here we go. 1. In fact, you know what, let's hop up on here so I can hop up on here so I can do what I'm doing. Actually, no, I'll put it on here, because bus. So everything can be parallel. 2, 3, 4, and now I need to think about which way around it is. This is a splitter. I need it to go that way because it's going to bring the stuff in from over there. I actually don't need this one. So, avoid the big sucky tube, and then over here I can put in another one of these elevators, like that, and that goes up to, I don't know, about that high. It's kind of hard to tell, but it also kind of doesn't matter as long as it's above this belt, which it clearly is, then it's absolutely fine. And that goes from there into, well, it tries to go over there. Whoop, don't get sucked off. Like, no. From there. I don't care if there's a power cable in the way. Just go into that building. There we go. Right. So that is now my supply of iron. In fact, it's gone up quite a bit from there. So I think I did get it a little bit too low. Although actually, that said, maybe I shouldn't be having it 5 units up. Maybe I should be having 3 units up. But yeah, I want to make sure it gets over the top of other splitters, basically, without looking silly. No, not power line. There we go, that one. Right, and now I want to link that to there, which is too far, but not by an enormous amount. So we've got one of these here. What are you? You're a splitter. So let's 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Now I can go with my conveyor belt Mark 3. I can try and land in the right place. Landing is probably the only bit of using the jetpack that is fiddly and difficult. The rest of it, fantastic. And from there over to there. Right. So that is my iron bus. So we've got, in fact, this is the whole bus system here. We've got the iron coming across at the top. We will have the copper coming in across the bottom, and then the steel coming in the middle, as and when it's actually required. Well, it is required. It's just only required over here so far in this one machine. But as more places need it, we'll extend the belt across this way and so on. So yeah, this is going to be my vertical bus system. Yes. Although it has just occurred to me that if I wanted to bring, if I have these machines are all too close in, I should be making everything a little bit further out. So I'm going to have to do that next time with any future stuff, because I wouldn't be able to. I'd need these splitters. Yeah, the problem is because these splitters have sat on the, they've hatted on the elevators. If they snapped onto the front of them, then they'd be a little bit further out, and it would all fit, but they haven't, so it doesn't. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if the steel came all the way across here, and I needed to get the iron down, then it would interfere with it. And in fact, if I need to get the iron down from up here, it would interfere with the copper belts down here as well. So I'm going to need to make sure they can move in a little bit for this to work properly. So yeah, it's not quite as good as I thought it was, but it's still not too bad. Next thing to do is to go and get some copper, I suppose. Although that's going to require more. It's going to require more concrete, more reinforced beams for making the drills. Right, let's check again where the copper was. Copper, you are... Okay, just a little bit off to the north over there. Okay, we can go and find that. Oh, there it is. I see a patch. I hope it's of decent purity, because I have a feeling that I'm going to need quite a lot of copper for this, because there was a lot of it going into the... I'm making a lot of cables, basically, is what I'm trying to say, and that's probably going to be pricey with the copper. Oh, it's pure at least. Okay, so this is going to be producing twice as much as the... this is going to be producing the same amount as the 2 patches I found of iron I found. So that's quite good. Oh, remains. I'll have that, since I clearly fought for it. So, what do I need to do here? Yes, first I need to put down a craft bench and a workshop. Oops, no, don't do that. Do that. Craft bench and a workshop. Ooh. Like that. Then I can come in, which way around is it? Yes, come in, no, over here to make the encased industrial beams. So I need 10 of those. And these will allow me, along with the 2 portable mining drills I'm about to make, will allow me to make a Mark II mining drill that I can put on that copper patch, and then I'll have 120 per minute coming out, which is enough for 4 smelters, and yeah, a decent amount of copper. I can then plumb that into the bottom of the station and then pass it up through the belts. So the idea is that we're providing some of the that's more than enough. I got caught away. Cables from biomatter instead of copper. That seems unlikely. What am I making over here? Oh yes, mining drills, which are not down there. Portable miners, these ones. Another 2 of those, please. I seem to have not done too much damage to my teeth, despite using them as wire strippers a few times in my youth. Maybe more than a few times. Once I started doing it professionally, I was doing it enough that I stopped there, and I started using actual... Well, actually, I didn't start using actual wire strippers. I started using snips, because I was good enough with the snips that it worked. This is quite a big drop here. Would I be better off maybe passing it off this way? Maybe. It's going to be a bit of a mark belt to get it over there anyway. No, I think I might as well just start running it this way. So we'll have the belt can drop down here. I suspect it might be a language-dependent joke because I don't understand. I don't understand the joke, and I'm usually reasonably good at detecting puns. Let's take a few trees out. Even if he's gonna. Oh, you can't run the chainsaw off jetpack fuel. That's disappointing. I thought I convinced myself that you could. Clearly incorrectly, but I had managed to convince myself that you could. So 1 there. 1 there. And 1 there. Oh, I see. I think there's a similar slang in English, but it's laying pipe rather than laying cable. These crazy foreigners and their crazy languages that aren't English. How dare they? Although, to be fair, most of you speak English better than most Brits, and certainly better than most Americans. Right, and now I need smelters. So that's this one. Can I line them up? Yes, I can. Ooh, line them up with the rest of the stuff I put in. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. And now I can belt everything together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, no. Nah. 5, Where's the other one? Oh, okay, it's in the middle there. Fair enough. There we go. That should work nicely. And then I want to combine them all back in again together. Let me just check the speed of those belts that I've been laying down. I'm pretty sure it's fast enough. Mark II is 120, so it's spot on. Right, all right then. And then over here I need to do exactly the same thing again, but with mergers. So we have a merger. Yeah, sure, let's line it up with that. One there. One there. And then one halfway in between. Actually, no, let's put it in front of one of them, because then things line up better. Like that. And then I can put in some more Mark II belts, like that. 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 And over here, feed into the side there. And in there. Boosh! And there we go. That's 120 copper per minute. Not per second. That's Factorio speeds. So I now need to bring this over this way with a belt of doom over to the copper station. Over the iron belt, clearly. And then over here somewhere there is going to be a feed coming into there's going to be an elevator dropping down, and I want to get that in the right place. So let's go up and have a look. Oh yes, in French it's called a double V as well, which makes it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, that's true. VVV is much easier to say. Yep, I can agree with that being a very sensible change in the language. I know the French say double V for W as well. And again, yes, with the shape of the damn thing, it makes a lot more sense that way around. There we go. And now down here. Bump. Where's my belt? Where's my copper belt? There it is. Kind of brought it in the wrong direction, but never mind. Actually, let's leave that somewhere up in the air like that, because this belt is. So why not? Oh, because I've run out. Upgrade it. There we go. If in doubt, make it the more expensive belt type. So there we go. That is. Oh, it's not quite copper, because I haven't got the power in there yet. Should have done that before I started messing around with all the belts and things, because that way it would have started running, but that would have been nice. I feel stereotypically a Canadian should have understood, because it's the same in French, but never mind. Maybe that's a bit too much to ask. Power line. Comes to pylon. Doop. And then link. So that. Stop being a bad pylon. There we go. I guess we'll put another pylon down there. Might as well. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. That should now be a supply of copper. So we should, if I've hooked everything up correctly, which is, you know, relatively unlikely, I will accept, we should get copper being made up there, copper being brought through up there. We should get all the cables and things being made. The only thing that won't be being made, the only thing we're missing at the moment is the steel. Granted, we're missing plastic as well for something later, but we should be able to start making quite a lot of the stuff that I've been putting down today. Whoop. Because the first half of everything was just making cables, and that's just copper. So we've got we've got the iron, and the iron is down there. It's not. I was going to say it's gradually filling the belts up. It's not gradually filling the belts up. It's very gradually filling the station up, because the station has a huge capacity for well, anything. I should name these stations so it's a bit more obvious. Another thing I need to do is going to be to get the steel being produced. I've talked a little bit about how I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that today because it is getting late. But I should be putting in some more stations, probably another one over there for plastic on the other side of that rail. I don't think I can fit in another one on the other side of here because there's rocky outcrop here. So, but I could put another one on the outside of there. So that'll be plastic, and then I don't know, something else. And then, oh, concrete. That was the other one. That was the other thing. And then, well, we shall see. So I feel like I've put lots and lots of effort in today, and very little has happened. But you'll see, you can see if you look up at the objective phase complete thing over there. Those are all being fed by long belts, all going into the the space elevator. So in the time I've been playing, it's made about 6 of the automated control units because they're so expensive and being built so slowly at the moment. The system I'm putting together will make 1 every 2 minutes, which is significantly better. The engines seem to be similarly struggling, so I guess that might be the next thing I do afterwards. Maybe I'll do that on a floor above, or maybe I'll just continue to extend the factory off that way ad infinitum. I did have an idea about bringing the products that have been made back and keeping them in chests over at the front of this area, or maybe down and in chests on the lower level, but down at station level, so you can easily go in and grab the things that have been produced. How is power production? Probably okay, because I think I've got quite a lot of it, and then we're not using it too hard at the moment. But let's have a look. Capacity is the grey bar here, and consumption is about 2/3 of capacity. So we're clearly easily okay at the moment. The batteries are all completely full as well. I think I had major power problems a couple 2 or 3 weeks ago, so I went out and I did a massive boost to the amount of power that's being generated. So hopefully it's going to be okay for a while. Oh yes, definitely. I mean, I've built a lot. I've definitely built a lot today. I'm not saying very little has happened. I'm just saying sort of it's all been a sort of a step back and start building up a new system, and which is a little bit different to just expanding the old factory over there and tacking another couple of facilities onto it. So yeah, I'm not saying nothing has happened, but it certainly is. It feels very, very different, and I've been doing quite a lot of design work and thinking about numbers and trying to get all of this properly balanced, which I think is quite valuable and very worth doing. But also, numbers are perhaps slightly less glamorous. I don't know. I also feel like I should move the buses out a tile because, well, as I was saying earlier, I'm not going to be able to get the belts up and down in quite the places I intended to. I'm also wondering how far the copper's got. Let's see if I can see without. No, it hasn't come. It hasn't got along here yet. Ow. Have I done something wrong? So there's that belt down there should be full of copper by now. Did I not select? I think I might not have selected the. Yeah, they've got power. I think I didn't select the recipes on the smelters. That's a bit of a fail. One thing I need to learn to do is to be running when I jump off the edge of the when I jump and use the jetpack, because then I think you move horizontally quite a lot quicker. So yes, you should be doing copper. There we go. That's better. Chonk, 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 chonk. Now we're cooking with copper. You're probably right. I probably should head over. So yeah, okay. Tell you what. Next week, when I head over to do the set up the steel smelting, because that's going to require coal and more coal mines and stuff like that. I'll set up some more power systems while I'm over there as well, because yeah, that would be a good idea. I do want to rename these stations though, because at the moment they've got silly names. So we'll call you Copper Drop even. I'll turn caps lock off. I don't know how that got turned on. This keyboard seems to have, I'm not going to call it an overly sensitive caps lock key, because it's clearly, if I press it, you either press a key or you don't. This isn't copper. But I seem to keep catching the caps lock key when I don't mean to. I've selected the freight platform. It's the train station I want to configure. I want you to actually be steel drop. Yes. That's correct. Now I can fly over to this one. I think I'm moving slightly faster this time. I sense German influence there with the Hamburg Hauptbahnhof. Have an efficient day. Okay. Yes, definitely German in that case. This is copper drop. Word lock. Interesting. I have to admit, I have often considered essentially getting rid of caps lock, because it's a key that I only ever press by mistake. I've heard of that one. That appeared in the jet lag series, I think. I remember it because it was a town name that started with S apostrophe, which is just weird and apparently very German. And this one is iron drop. There we go. Oh, I see. That's quite cool. And certainly very, very different. I've never come across that idea before, but yeah, I like the idea. Yeah, I could. If I had the sort of keyboard where you can pop the keys on and off easily, I might be very tempted to remove it. I think one of my friends, Al, who often shows up in these streams, or sometimes shows up in these streams, and certainly shows up on Discord, I think at one point he'd remapped it to escape because it was easier to reach than the escape key, and it was something he used a fair amount, and it was a key he used quite a lot. Ooh, look, industry. Industry is happening. Yeah. Now, notably, we're not actually bringing the copper in fast enough to make the industry happen at the rate I wish it to happen at, but it's a good start. So what are we using here? We're using 15 per minute per machine, and we've got 6 machines, was it, using copper? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ow. Oh no, that's all right. I didn't hurt myself. Yeah, 7 machines at 15 per minute. Whoop. Although they might be filling their buffers, actually, come to think of it. 7 at 50, because 7 at 15 per minute is less than 120. 30, 60, 90. Yeah, it's 107. So actually, yes, we are producing that copper mine is producing just enough copper to keep this stage of the system happy. Okay, that's quite neat. I don't have a customizable programmable keyboard, but I do have a split keyboard, because if I don't, then I get horrible RSI type issues. So yes, this is basically a must-have for me. I did have a Microsoft one, which was about 3 times the price, but the E key popped off it and refused to go back on safely, so it was now basically useless. Microsoft's hardware actually seems to be quite good, which has often surprised me, given how bad their software is. But yeah, their keyboards and their mice are okay. The keyboards are very good. Joysticks seem to be good as well. There may be others as well that I've not thought of. Alright. I'm sort of feeling like it's 11 o'clock now, and that's the sort of time when I generally start thinking about finishing. And so I don't want to go off and start another big project. But I'm trying to think if there's any sort of little bits and pieces that I should be ticking off and picking up about the multiple layers. What? You're gonna have to come on the Discord and share a photo of that, because I'm curious to know what you mean now. Oh, I could put in the other 2 stations over there. That's probably a worthwhile thing to do. This is where I would really like to be able to copy paste, but I haven't been unlocked the blue. Ooh, I could go and unlock blueprints. That's an idea. Let's do that. That's a worthwhile idea. Nothing here. Up to here. That belt's going the wrong way, but I'll just bounce across the top of these, or bound across the top of these rather. How many of the those things have I got? 38. Well, that's not enough, but we'll find out in a minute. Oh, I see. So it's like multiple types of shift. That's interesting. I can imagine that being having been quite a struggle to get used to, but I can see how I can see it being very useful, being quite neat once you've got used to it, and especially as it'll stop other people using your computer. Uh, I used to use the back when I was at university. I had to play around with the Dvorak layout, keyboard layout for a while because it's supposed to be more efficient, and I was curious to give it a shot, and it seemed interesting, so I did. I got to the point where I was basically about as fast at typing on a Dvorak keyboard as I was on a QWERTY one. However, every time I went into use the computers in the university labs, I had to make sure I was still able to type on a QWERTY keyboard because that's what they all were, of course. I haven't tried again since I started having my own computers that are just straight up mine. Whether it's my personal one or my work one, it's still my computer. I'm the only one who uses it. So maybe I should try it again. But I definitely felt that it was an interesting experiment, but I didn't actually gain anything from it. My typing was no faster with the Dvorak keyboard than it had been previously with the QWERTY one. So it's a nice idea, but it wasn't particularly useful. How can the layout be standard if you've got fewer keys? Oh, okay. I'll have a look when I finish the stream. Thank you. I am definitely curious. Oh, still some cables short. There we go. Big red button. Smack. So at least I've unlocked something this stream. Off goes the flyy thing. Maybe. I've put too much stuff in it. It can't lift off. Oh, no, it's managed. Has it? It feels like it's just going to fall out of the sky because I put so much stuff in, so much concrete in it couldn't take off. Oh, okay. So you've got you've got the 26 main characters, and then presumably you press Shift for caps, and then other Shift for numbers and symbols and so on. So, okay, yeah, I can sort of see how that would work, and not be too painful to use. A little bit of an adjustment period, of course, but not too bad. Right, well, I've unlocked blueprints. I don't know anything about them, though. Can you tell me about the blueprints I've just unlocked? There we go. Yes, I know it's already unlocked. So I've got... Oh, I get rewarded with the blueprint designer. Build menu blueprint tab. Okay. And upgrade blueprints. Build gun. Okay, so in the build menu... I've got a blueprints tab. Oh, I've got custom... What's customized? Oh, it's painting things. Blueprint. So, how do I make a blueprint? That's my first question. It won't be in here. There won't be a blueprint. Oh no, blueprint designer is a thing you can make, and it costs. Oh, I see. It's a thing you put down somewhere as a building, and then you can go in there and design a blueprint, and then presumably then go off and drop it in the world somewhere. Okay, that's interesting enough that I'm going to have a quick try. So let's go and get some steel. Let's go and get some steel beams, and some more of those empty cubes. Steel beams. Steel beams. Hello, steel beams. If you were a steel beam, where would you go? These, I should stop being made, actually. The versatile frameworks, I've got enough of them now. I should find the machine that's making them and tell it to stop it. Hang on, what? Yeah, you can stop. And you can give me your modular frames. And, oh, and your steel beams. Nice. I've only got 4 of them. It was, yeah, it was stopped because it didn't have enough. One of the inputs. I think the steel beams were a problem. So I've made an awful lot of them now, and I don't need this. I don't know what to do with this many. What I should probably do is pull up this belt. Whoops. Is pull up this belt here and put them all back into the warehouse. You might have some steel. No, you probably won't have any steel beam. No, you've got 3. I've got 77 of them. That feels like quite a lot. going on up here? So you're making the steel beams and shipping them away to be passed down this belt. Oh, now you've got 13. Now to stop that machine eating them all. Okay, that's probably enough to make a blueprint designer. Let's go and go somewhere a little bit outside the factory. Put that down and see what it looks like. There's a nice open space down here. That'll probably do. Right, search blueprints. Search building. A blueprint designer. Players in the way. Yeah, okay, let's rip spin. What do you mean can't afford? Didn't I go off? Oh, still 10. Still 10 steel beams short. Damn it. Numbers are hard. Turns out. How full's my inventory? No, how full's my inventory? Only fairly. How much of this is rubbish, actually? That's rubbish, if I'm being honest. I know I picked it up, not gleefully, but picked it up fairly deliberately earlier. But we'll chuck that, chuck that, chuck that. Copper ore, pointless. Iron ore, similarly pointless. Okay. So steel beams all going into this warehouse over here, so I'll be able to grab them out of here. There's 17 of them now. They're not exactly being made quickly, but they're being made quickly enough. So where was I going to? Oh yes, I'm going to build it off to the north because it's one of the areas that's reasonably close to the base that isn't absolutely packed. That was close. So over here, once again, bloop, rint. What do you mean encroaching on other objects? Alright, fine, I'll put it there since it seems to let me. I mean, it's still encroaching other objects, but it's just trees, so we don't care about them. Okay, so I can use the thing. I can create blueprints. I can define, put them in directories, load blueprints, clear done. Okay. Same thing. So this isn't very big, he says, ungratefully. It's quite tall, but it's not very big down here. So, for example, if I wanted to, at some point, I'm going to need to build enormous numbers of screws. So, let's say I put in a... do I just come along here and I put in a constructor like this? With a splitter on the input. Is that in the right place? Yes, it is. With a belt going into it. And then, I don't know, I guess 3 of these. And 3 of these. Is that lined up in 2? Yes, it is. So I could do that and then run the belts in like this. But I've run out of stuff. So okay, so I've done a thing. Now I go to here. Can I call it screw maker 1 and save the blueprint. So now if I then pull all this stuff up, because I didn't actually mean to make any, I didn't want to make it. Can I then go off and just drop that in somewhere else? That's my question. So I can now go into the build menu and go to blueprints, and I have the screw maker. Yes, I can. Okay, that's going to make things quite a lot easier. I think I approve of this. I'm not going to leave this here because this is going to be one of those things where you want to have it with you. So I'll think, right, I'll be, when I'm out doing one of my big builds, I'll put the blueprint maker down over here, I'll go over and design things in it, and then I can go and drop them in, and then once I've got a blueprint, I can then drop them in the right place on my massive floating factory of doom over there. And it is a bit of a ridiculous massive floating factory of doom, but never mind. I'll fix that another time. Okay, so that actually, yeah, that was worth having. That was interesting. Let's have a look at what else is available for unlock as well, because I'm kind of curious what else we can get at the moment. So on to tier 5 now. There's the gas mask, which is a load of rubber, a load of plastic, and a load of fabric. I still haven't started making fabric. What is it? It is made out of mycelia and biomass. Well, I've got biomass isn't too bad. Mycelia I don't have a supply of, to be honest. I don't know where I'd get that from. Can I scan for it? No, I don't know where it comes from. Oops. Ping. Oh, it's a plastic byproduct. Oh, or right. Right. Okay. So yeah, something I can't really do at the moment. That's fine. Well, I don't care too much about a gas mask. Yeah, we'll see. I think I've probably got a little bit of it, but I don't want. Yeah, there we go. I've got 338 of it, but I don't really want to go. I don't really want to start trying to make. I mean, I suppose that'd be enough to unlock a gas mask at least. And the extra inventory slots would be quite nice. So maybe it's worth it for that. Maybe I should make some fabric, just to do this and get the extra inventory slots. Then also there's Logistics Mark IV, which is going to cost me. I've got plenty of those. Those are being made. Actually, this wouldn't be too hard to get. I should probably just grab this one for the sake of it. We've got Caterium already being brought in. I don't know why. I thought I'd already got that one unlocked. And Mark II pipelines, again, that's pretty cheap as well. I think all of the, yeah, maybe next time I'll unlock all of these fairly quickly. Remind me I was going to, and I'll just get all 3 of these unlocks, because I think I can do all of them without too much faffing around, with the possible exception of getting all of these computers. That might be the trickiest bit. But most of this stuff is relatively straightforward. Oh, I was going to pick up that belt that's carrying all of the things to the elevator. It's where is it? Also, how am I stuck into? Oh, here it is. This one. So I want to pick up this. Hang on, what? How far? Okay, that far. No, don't pick that one up yet. You're standing on it. So grab that. Then that. I put a lot of resources into making all of these. I almost wonder whether I should just turn them into fix-it tokens, because these were hard enough to make. They're probably really valuable. But also they were hard to make and are probably really valuable, so I think they might be worth hanging on to. Stand in the right place. There we go. Get that. I probably left belt pylons all over my factory. Grab that one. Yeah, like that one, for example. Oh, and there's still a bit of belt up there, which I can't point my thing at. There we go. There we go. And that one. And that one. And then this bit. This is a long old belt, but yeah, this is the thing. They're being built and taken into the taken all the way over to the elevator by a ludicrously long belt, as you've seen. So it was a thing about a ludicrously long belt is it stores a ludicrous amount of stuff. So now I can put all of these into here. Actually, there's only about 200 of them. But then, as I said, these things are they're fairly expensive. All of that steel could have gone to a better place. Anyway, that's that pulled up now. So I think I'm going to call it a night here. It's getting late, and I think it is now past my bedtime. So I'm going to say thank you to everyone who's been watching. It's been great to have you along. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. And what else is happening on the channel? Right, yes. I'll let you in on a little bit of a secret. I talked a bit too much when I was making the Factorio videos earlier, so there will be 3 of those this weekend. So the first one will be coming out on Friday, and then another one on Saturday, another one on Sunday, and then we'll be following that up with the usual video. With the usual stream on Monday, where we'll be doing some more K2SE, covering a load more. A load more K2SE stuff. I'm not sure. We're doing the upgrade from. Of space exploration, which is going to break lots of our recipes, so that'll be a fun one to go in and do all the fixes for. And then we'll carry on with trying to get more Naquium. Mike's going to carry on with Arcospheres. It's going to be a mess, so it'll be great fun. You should definitely come along and join us for that one as well. I say that as if there's anyone watching this stream who won't be along, who probably won't be at the Factorio one, given how much bigger and more popular that one is. So yes, thank you very much for coming along. There will be more other videos, sort of the more general videos in the future as well. I've got a couple of them on the go at the moment, but they take a bit more time. But yes, there will always be lots happening, and then back again on Wednesday for some more Satisfactory, where I shall put in some more stations over here, as I was saying, and try and get this system here to actually, maybe produce an automated containment unit, computing unit, whatever those things are called. One of those things that I've been working towards for basically all of today. The adaptive control units, yes, those ones. So, yes, I shall be back, as I say, back on Monday for the Factorio stream, back on Wednesday for more K2SE, and there'll be Factorio videos over the weekend. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.